470 or text Peterman to 41411 today for your fall break special.
Call Peterman for heating, cooling, and plumbing. Peterman's the way to go.
Dan Dockett here. Safety is just as important in retirement as it is in sports. One wrong move, and you can be, eating cat food or something bad. Seriously, you want your retirement savings to be safe, and Crown Haven guarantees 100% safety for your deposit, providing you growth without risk. You participate in market gains without losses. Crown Haven Wealth Advisors have zero management fees on guaranteed accounts. Your income is guaranteed for life. That's right. Guaranteed for life. Whether you have a question, need a little strategic advice, or want a second opinion, get a customized smart money plan handcrafted for your specific goals and your needs. Call Crown Haven now and request your free custom-tailored retirement plan, a $500 value, and you have to ask for a free copy of Baby Boomer Retirement Boot Camp book. Call 844-896-7233. That's 844-896-7233. Online, crownhaven.com.
Sports Center updates on the Fan are brought to you by Big O Tires. Save at Big O Tires with up to $150 off a set of 4 Big O brand tires now through October 13th. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
This is Indy Sports Center. WFNI, WIBC, HD2, W298BV, W228CX, Indianapolis. The Pacers host the Chicago Bulls in preseason NBA action. Friday evening at 6:30 on 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
What in the hell do you think you're doing?
Hey, John Boy.
I'm telling you straight, it's my way or the highway. So anybody wants to walk, do it now.
Hey, everybody, we're all going to get laid.
Kick is up, and it is long enough, and it is good. Adam Vinatieri, at age 45, drills one from 57 yards out.
Was kept alive by Oladipo, and Sabonis with a left hand.
John, I have never been better to be on the air with you here in Indianapolis, a place where so many of my dreams have come true.
The Ride with JMV, FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan.
Hey, let's dive into a Wednesday. It's a getaway day for me. I'll explain coming up in a minute. We're still trying to find out where I'm going to be on Monday. And we'll get to that all in a lot more coming up a little bit later on. But I was kind of struck by this a little bit earlier. Kyle and I were doing some work downstairs. We're diligently preparing for this show. And it kind of struck me, what are your thoughts through 5 weeks about this team? Because this time last week, I think everybody was writing Sunday off as, well, there was going to be a gauge, and now because of that loss to the Raiders, there will be no gauge. That's where we were last week, this time last week. Gauges, there were no gauges. It was a disappointing loss. Therefore, there was no accurate way to determine what this Chiefs game might do and what it might represent and how good you might feel if they were just able to hang in there. So I was thinking, where are we with this Colts team right now? Through 5 weeks, are they absolutely a playoff team? Do you believe them to be a division winner? Let me tell you this. We'll see what the Chiefs can give the Colts a little bit of helper coming up on Sunday. While the Colts sit back and get ready for next week. Well, they can give them a helper in a big-time way. It's kind of interesting, too. You think about the Colts trying to recover, and the good news so far this week has been that of Darius Leonard being good to go. Finally coming out of concussion protocol. Meanwhile, Mason Rudolph looked like he didn't know how to find the damn locker room last week, and he's already been cleared and good to go. I know. Listen, I'm no doctor sitting here. Hell, I'm not even smart enough to do anything, but it looks odd. It just does. Darius Leonard fired up, limited participation last week and not cleared. And, Mason Rudolph is barely getting off the field. Not even under his own power. And he was back in practice today, right? There you go. The whole concussion protocol thing. But yeah, getting back to the injuries, Darius Leonard being back coming up after the bye week is a big deal to you, but you look at the Texans to the Chiefs coming up on Sunday at Arrowhead. There's any way that the Chiefs going to lose 2 consecutive at home? But, man, they got dinged and damaged on Sunday night. Dinged and damaged, and one of their best players arguing with their offensive coordinator. Of course, that's Travis Kelce, the tight end, who just demolished the Colts back in January and had nothing for them on Sunday. Got in an argument with Eric Bieniemy, who is the offensive coordinator, and has since apologized for it. But got into an argument nonetheless. See, it feels good, doesn't it? See, this team's 2-3 and coming off back-to-back losses. I mean, you just kind of take a deep breath. But now you can sit back coming up on Sunday and really take all of this in and feel really good. That's why I'm kind of curious of the pulse out there, where the expectations of this team might be. You know, I said this yesterday because I said this in a promo that's kind of rolling around the station, is that, you know, now you're searching for consistency. You've seen the bad, the Raiders at home, and you've seen the very, very good, the Chiefs on the road. Now it's time to put that together and see if you can get that or close to that or in the neighborhood of that. Week in and week out. Is that now your expectation? I think that is a fair question to ask. Winning the South, going to the postseason. Now you're looking above 500. Were you around 500 or even below 500 in the doldrums after that disappointing home loss? Where are you right now with this team? Bye week, and this is, historically speaking, this is a bye week conversation right here. Yeah, last year you're kind of wondering if they had a run in them, right? Going into the bye week. And then, you know, seasons prior to the 4-win season, which is a mess. These are normal conversations to have over the bye week. And this is one for you out there. Anybody that maybe they should be searching for to try to help out prior to the trade deadline? You got a team with some assets. There's no doubt about that. I don't know the availability. Really, it's been better recently, but normally the NFL trade deadline brings you nothing. But again, recently it has been a little more entertaining. Anybody out there that might be necessary? Like somebody yesterday, I think it was John Matthews, dropped in on me. Hey, what do you think about the wide receiver position? What do you think about A.J. Green? Because I guess everybody believes that some of the old standbys on that Bengals team are going to be open for auction, open for bidding coming up prior to the trade deadline. And he mentioned A.J. Green, and I just thought, they're going to roll with the wide receivers they have right now. But as I talked about yesterday, Kamoka Toure, the loss of Toure is going to leave a mark. It is going to sting a little bit more than what anybody believes it to be stinging right now. There is going to be a little bit more to that. So to continue, hopefully from a Colts fan standpoint, the progression of consistency, especially with that defensive line. I'm not worried about the offensive line. I mean, there's too much talent. Too many number ones, number two. I mean, I'm not worried about the offensive line. I mean, again, barring injury. But I'm not worried about the offensive line. But I'm still worried about that defense up front and just how much pressure they can continue to consistently apply. Because remember, they went about a game and a half without it. And you could make the argument, I mean, if you're just a complete crusty-ass curmudgeon, and I am not, sometimes I'll play one, but I am not. But if you are completely crusty, you could suggest, well, they got after him initially in Patrick Mahomes, but they really got after him when Mahomes was given a flat tire. So to prove that that's not an anomaly on Sunday night, can they continue that consistency? And can they do that week after week? Can you count on that? You know, it's funny. You look back at Toure. I would have to look at the numbers, but this is just thinking back. I think that maybe 3.5 games, I remember hearing his name and doing some things, putting pressure on. And it was just like everybody else in that Atlanta game in the second half. Everybody kind of took a nap for whatever reason defensively against Matt Ryan and that offense. And then the entire Oakland game, I mean, everybody got pushed around like nobody's business. Can they consistently find it? Do they need to find it via some sort of deal? There are a lot of teams out there that might be willing to get rid of some dudes for some assets right now because there are a lot of offers on the market. There are a lot of duns right now. Are there not? Yeah, I know the NFL season is a long one. Oh, and you can play your way back in. Remember, JMV, the Colts started 1-5 a year ago. I do remember that. But I don't know if I'm going to sit back and wait for the Bengals or the Dolphins or the Redskins to all of a sudden take flight, or the Jets. Oh, wait a minute. Here come the Jets now. They get mononucleosis back. Hey, by the way, I picked him back up. You believe that? I have no shame whatsoever. None. It's funny. In fantasy football, my team is 4-1. Like, Kyle Udemark is legit at 5-0, and he's got a really good team. Has had a fantastic season. I put mine together with hay bale twine. I mean, seriously, it's like every week I just kind of cobble something together.
Well, you were given the ultimate gift, and someone dropped Russell Wilson for you.
The ultimate, and that saved my ass. It did. It did. I mean, fantasy football-wise, it saved because I was working with Cam Newton's Liz Frank, and I had Sam Darnold's mononucleosis, and my God, I picked up Case Keenum, for goodness sake. What in the world? And those things didn't make me look like a superior general manager in the world of football geekdom there, but all of a sudden, they're right there. I mean, like a ray of light. There was Russell Wilson. Do we know who dropped him? Who had him and then dropped him? Because it saved my, I don't know who it was, but I got to tip the cap because it saved my season. But every week I got to cobble something together out of this crapola that I have. I'm a grinder. I'm like Grigson. I'm a grinder. Just gonna grind it out every week. It is the same thing. I picked up mononucleosis. It's kind of funny, man. I kind of view it like wagering. Like when you go to the sports book, my guys are going to be there coming up tomorrow for the show at the Winner's Circle, where you need to be. And I'll explain why you need to be there coming up a little bit later on. But it's like going there. I mean, you just see some things, and all of a sudden, you know what? Maybe not long haul, but in the short term, I don't mind taking a chance on this team. I don't mind laying a little bit of a wager on this team. In the short term, not in the long term. And there may not be too much of a belief in it. I get you. But, yeah, why not in the short term? That's kind of the same way you go about. Look, at least I go about looking at it in fantasy. Like, I think I'm carrying 2 kickers right now. I mean, that is absolute ultimate nerdery right there. I think I got Lutz and Gold. I'm carrying 2 kickers. Sure a problem. At any rate, kind of interesting things to talk about in the middle of the bye week right there. Kyle clearly is superior and going at it, and I'm the one that's trying to make up for lost time each and every week, which is kind of fun. All right, back to the Colts, though. I mean, logically, where do you think they are? What should they do? Where should the bar be? How has that changed, either for the good or maybe for the not so good? And do they need to go out and maybe shake a couple trees and see what they might be able to get? Are you as concerned about the loss of Toure as I am? I'm not trying to completely blow this out of proportion. Don't get me wrong, but the strides that were being made, and Mike, we see how stinking necessary that is. I mean, you seem to kind of get lost in it for a while because there was a point in time with this organization where you had no worries about it. You had Freeney on one side, you had Mathis on the other. There were no worries. I mean, somebody was going to come at you Freeney was going to spin move you and get there and going to strip sack you. Mathis was going to find a way, and then it was just Mathis, and he did. And then you go through so many years with nothing. I mean, mistakes, empty promises. Oh, it's all fixed right now. Here comes Trent Cole. Well, wait a minute. We got to really focus in on getting after the quarterback. Let's draft this German guy named Bjorn Werner. I mean, went so many years without it. Now it's kind of tough to see if, it is lasting. And by the way, shout out to Justin Houston for being the NFL's Defensive Player of the Week. The guy deserved it. Can you imagine how great that felt? To basically just get pushed out. I mean, it came down between the Colts and Baltimore, and he chose to come here. But you get pushed out of a place where you've been your entire career. It's kind of funny. And I don't know, listen, I'm not a Kansas City dude, but it's kind of funny. My guy, Soren Petro, I saw a tweet on Sunday night where he said Collinsworth was describing Justin Houston as a man of Kansas City and Mr. Kansas City in a way that he absolutely was not. I don't know. I wasn't there. But I know when you get pushed out of some place and you get to shove it up the rear end of that place is pretty damn sweet right there. That is a feel-good beyond feel-good. Oh, what, you guys, I was part of the problem? I was somebody that got fired? I got after the quarterback. D. Ford got after the quarterback. Now, look what happened against the Colts last year. Then you fire everybody. You fire Bob Sutton. You bring in another defensive coordinator, Steve Spagnuolo, a whole new scheme, Frank Clark, big money. What's happened now? It looks worse. That had to be sweet. When's the last time any of you got that sweet payback? Can you remember the last time you got some sweet payback? Oh, that had to be good for Justin. I mean, it was good enough. I mean, made the play of the game at the end to put it in the book, stick a fork in his old team, and then to get that award this week from the NFL. I mean, that is pretty high-level, elite-level get-back right there, right? When's the last time you had some sweet payback? Still waiting on it, aren't you? I see you over there.
I can't really.
I see you scheming. I see you conniving. You're still kind of waiting on it. You wait till you get your ass out of here. Then we'll see about that payback. Nah, but in all seriousness, that had to be really good, and congratulations to Justin Houston for that, because that was a big game and against a team where it was necessary for somebody individually, and many I thought individually did, to have a really good game. And he was high up there with the many. The unsung or somewhat unsung heroes like Kari Willis, like George Odom, who may have had the defensive play of the game that wasn't salting it away with a loss of yardage tackle at the end of the game, as Justin Houston did. But the punch out of the ball of LaShawn McCoy was just as large and certainly a game changer at that moment. I mentioned Teray. And a lot of guys that you wouldn't necessarily be looking for in that capacity either, which is another reason why that maybe you changed your attitude altogether. Maybe your attitude has gone from disappointment of the Oakland game, and now this is more like the team that you expected. How high can they go? Where is the bar now according to you? 239-1070. Email address jmv@1070thefan.com. This show, as you can get a hold of me on Twitter at jmv1070. We do Drop Offline Sports every morning, too. I don't know if you guys have been watching it, but I've been taking Adelaide, Laney's friend, also known as Squirrel. I've been taking the Laniac and Squirrel to school every day, and it is quite funny. There's nothing better with my day than having the Laniac and Squirrel in the tundra as a part of Drop Offline Sports. At the end, I was wearing 13 hats. This is true. I was wearing 13 hats. We were listening to, and I try to do a little music appreciation, so I was doing Temple of a Dog and Hunger Strike to a couple of 9-year-olds, which is really sweet. So at the end, I was wearing 13 hats, playing Temple the dog, and then somebody, because we take your questions, right, somebody asked the girls if they were chasing boys and got me beat up. Can't be asking that. Got me beat up. Normal mornings, Drop Offline Sports on Facebook Live. And this morning, I think it was Monday, and then today we had our special guest, Squirrel, and it was pretty cool. A good time. Trying to give every girl on the basketball team, the Tapet Coach basketball team, a nickname. I got the Laniac, I got Squirrel, and I got Surrey, who is Surrey Mix-a-Lot because she likes to rap. Surrey Mix-a-Lot. Get it? I got like 7 more girls to come up with really original nicknames, and it's difficult because there is no more nickname originality out there. You can check that out every morning. I'll try to do one in the afternoon coming up later on this week. Yeah, I know, BT. That was the ultimate payback right there. That went on for 6 years, dude. 6 years. Every time I'd go to a remote and I'd be rolling out some music, kind of set the scene and the mood for where I am at a bar or a restaurant, and all of a sudden, Juvenile's Back That Ass Up would come on, and then I finally, after 6 years, found out why. That is some ultimate payback right there. That's true. Yeah, that'd be great. I'd be at this really buttoned-up place and playing the music, and all of a sudden I get that Back That Ass Up song rolling out. Hey, baseball was awesome last night, and I love it. 3 of the 4 division series go to a 5th and decisive game. 2 tonight, this afternoon and tonight, and then 1 coming up tomorrow. I don't know about you, but there was no thought in the world that the Rays were going to do what the Rays ended up doing and getting that thing even Steven at 2 apiece. And you talk about getting to a guy that got you in game number 1. How about just knocking around Justin Verlander like he was a wiffle ball guy? I'm sorry, though. As much as I like the Rays, I mean, a team full of unknowns, a team put together in a Moneyball style, penny pinching, where they play is the biggest piece of garbage ever. I mean, essentially what that is, and you guys are going way back here, and I love me some Clay City, don't get me wrong. I love me some Clay City, and now they have a fence. But really, if you ever played when you were growing up on a baseball field without a fence, that's kind of what you get. You get this in Major League Baseball. I think in Oakland, where you flush the toilet and sometimes it like floods third base, is better than Tropicana. I mean, you just kind of wait for a pop-up to hit something. I mean, hit the catwalk, hit the ceiling, hit a beam, hit something. And then they got all these dumbass rules of, well, if it's in area number 1, I mean, good God. That's the worst place to play ever. It is such a fun team, but it just looks like, God, that's got to be awful. I hope you're, I mean, what an awful experience other than winning games. That's where you got to win games because nobody wants to go. Why would you want to go in there? Play outside someplace. I mean, everybody spring trains down there. Just like piece together $10,000 in a place and go at it. I don't want somebody's foul pop-up hitting a catwalk. Remember we used to play wiffle ball or kind of like, I forget, it's kind of a pseudo softball in PE class. And remember, it wasn't the same as going outside. I mean, you had bases, but it was. I give you a great example. It's like when they played that time a baseball game in the Hoosier Dome. I mean, it's just really weird and shouldn't happen. And really, only for I think one time. Was it one time when they had with all these greats from the past when they played there? Or I think down the right field line was like 150 feet for a home run. That's what that reminds me of. It's terrible. Fun baseball. I mean, really, one of the best, and like Yankee fans are always going to go back to the whole Derek Jeter relay against the A's back in the early 2000s. But that relay last night was pretty damn awesome and snuffed out Altuve at the plate. That was pretty awesome. But just really good stuff. I never would have thought, not only was Verlander touched up like he was last night, but all of a sudden the Astros stop hitting. Stop hitting. So we can get to that. You got two of them coming up later on today. Cardinals in Atlanta, decisive Game 5. Flaherty gets the ball for the Cardinals trying to win this thing on the road in the NLDS. And the other one in the National League is later on tonight. And that, of course, the Dodgers at home versus the Nats. And before you just snuff out the Nats for a moment, Strasburg has the ball. This is his moment right here. There's so much, and you remember they kept him out of, postseason, shut him down in the past. This is his time on the road. This is why you pay a guy so much and there's so much hype around a dude. It's for a night like tonight. But Walker Buehler's pretty damn good, too. Decisive Game 5 at Chavez Ravine between the Nationals and the Dodgers coming up later on this evening, too. All right, 4 o'clock, Greg Rakestraw, Kevin Bowen's going to join us in the 5 o'clock hour. I have Deep Purple tickets to give away. I'll tell you where you need to be tomorrow and why you need to be there and what I'm looking for out of somebody in Southern Indiana coming up on Monday. If you guys are ready for that. We'll sneak in some Pacer conversation, too. We'll get with Greg on the college football weekend. That and more. But right now, the Colts, where are they according to you, and where are they going? Where is the bar after disappointment and now the euphoria of winning on Sunday night? Where do you stack them up for the rest of 2019? 239-1070. Back with your calls next.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
It's Big Joe. Right now, for every window you buy, you get the next one free. No limits and 0% financing for 36 months. Call 317-659-8191 or go to universalwindowsdirect.com. And like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Your Indiana Pacers opening night presented by Kroger is Wednesday, October 23rd. The excitement tips off with live entertainment, a beer garden, and a family play area outside the Fieldhouse. Then the games begin when your Pacers meet the Detroit Pistons.
And here's Turner hammering it down.
Opening night is free with a 6-game plan. Tip off the season with the Pistons and see big games versus the Lakers, Celtics, and Spurs. Get your 6-game plan today at Pacers.com/free.
Hey, it's Brian from the Bill Estes Ford family in Brownsburg. I'm here with our spokesperson, Rob Belushi.
Brian, I'm no photographer, but I can picture us together.
It must be truck month because you're trying out your pickup lines?
Yeah, it's truck month, and on a scale of 1 to 10, you're a 9, and this truck is the one you need.
Or how about I just tell them about the deals? This month you can save up to 27% off F-150s and up to 20% on all new Fords.
Do you believe in love at first sight, or should I drive by again in my new F-150?
Rob, I'm married.
But are you happy?
Rob, stop. Talk about our 170 pre-owned vehicles with 1.9% for 60 months.
That's a lot of pre-owned vehicles to choose from, and 27% off is a great deal on a truck.
If I was a truck, I'd need some coolant because truck month has my engine overheating.
Ew, Brian. Nobody falls for pickup lines. Fall in love with pickup trucks during truck month at Bill Estes Ford in Brownsburg and see why Indianapolis rates us #1 in customer service.
You broke my heart, Rob.
Hey, let's get you some coverage on top of your head there. It's JMV for PAI, WeGrowHairIndy.com. Maybe you don't go out in public and go, man, how can I get more hair? But maybe I get you to thinking about it right now. Because maybe the last time you looked in the mirror, you thought, hey, I'm losing my coverage. I don't really want to lose my coverage. What can I do? Well, multi-unit hair grafting, artist robotic FUE, and laser hair therapy will work if you want to regrow your hair for real. 888-724-5129. Let Darren Andrews explain to you all about the procedures. 888-724-5129. WeGrowHairIndy.com. By the way, before we go here, if you guys ever want to get a hold of me and ask me what I went through and what happened, obviously it looks flowing and luscious and awesome, but if you want to ask me what it all entailed, you can do that as well. But for that private consultation, 888-724-5129 today.
It may not be stomach issues.
For me, it's intense gas, or pain, or diarrhea, sometimes all at once, over and over.
I spent years with the symptoms but could never figure it out.
No matter what I did, they never went away. So I decided to break it down for my doctor and get really specific about my symptoms.
We discovered that exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI, may be the reason for my stomach issues.
EPI is caused by my pancreas. It leads to diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, unexplained weight loss, and oily stools. The symptoms just don't go away.
But EPI can show up with even one symptom.
The good news? EPI is manageable.
But to get to the right diagnosis, you have to break it down for your doctor and get specific about the severity of your symptoms.
Visit identifyepi.com to learn more and use the symptom checker to help change the conversation with your doctor. Brought to you by AbbVie.
I'm Drew. I think freedom and financial stability go hand in hand.
At KeyBank, we believe it's never too early to start thinking about making financial progress.
As a college student, I run into a lot of expenses, so having a bank that helps me to manage my personal finances helps a lot.
KeyBank's digital tools help you make, then manage your budget, so you always know where you stand.
Budgeting your money isn't always the easiest thing, but by using the KeyBank mobile app and seeing where your money's being spent on a regular basis, it allows you to establish the amount of money that you can put towards different things. And that's more money that you can spend on things that you care about. To have freedom to spend your money the way you want to, the only way you can do that is by being financially stable.
Get $300 when you open a qualifying checking account and set up direct deposit. Offer details at key.com/get300 or your local branch. Must be enrolled in online banking to use the mobile app. Message and data rates from your wireless provider may apply. KeyBank is member FDIC.
Okay, it's almost opening time. Got to email over photos of this season's line.
As a business owner, you've got a million things to think about.
Can't forget about that video conference later.
Dealing with second-rate cable internet shouldn't be one of them.
But I did switch to AT&T Internet for Business with integrated broadband and wireless connection, so I've got this.
AT&T Internet for Business is designed for business, with an integrated network that gives you 99.9% reliability, so you can focus on running your business.
Really need to update the website and figure out whatever that was.
And even if the power suddenly goes out, or if a construction worker accidentally cuts your cable line, AT&T Internet Backup automatically has you covered, so your business stays one step ahead.
All right, it's go time.
Choose fast, highly reliable AT&T Internet for Business today and get a $100 AT&T Visa reward card. Go to att.com/business internet or call 855-433-5700 to take advantage of this offer today. The AT&T Visa reward card is issued by the Bancorp Bank pursuant to a license from Visa USA Inc. and can be used everywhere Visa debit cards are accepted in the United States, U.S. Virgin Islands, and Puerto Rico. No cash access. The Bancorp Bank, member FDIC.
At Twin Peaks, fans love a barrel-aged bourbon poured over a handmade ice ball or one of their classic whiskey cocktails like the Sazerac or the Tennessee Stud. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic views.
Do you need furnace or heat pump service and need to find a local well-trained expert you can trust like Baptist Heating and Air? Well, find that American Standard dealer at IndyHomeComfort.com.
Sports gamblers, let's go. Tune in every Thursday night at 7 to Bet Indiana right here on 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
Guys, erectile dysfunction got you down? The Indianapolis Men's Clinic's all-male staff specializes in treating ED and other sexual health-related issues. Call today for a consultation. 999-9000.
24 hours a day.
Let's start right there.
7 days a week.
Sounds like we got ourselves a deal here.
The Fan's Colts insider, Kevin Bowen, brings you Indy's best, latest, and greatest team updates. Free access to your favorite team, your favorite players, and your favorite multimedia journalist.
Jacoby Brissett's backup until you make that veteran QB move.
Kevin Bowen, 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan, and online at 1075thefan.com. The Ride with JMV.
Oh, wait just a minute. Didn't anybody knock anymore?
93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
Alvarez with a drive. Off the wall in right center. Here comes Altuve. Throw to the plate. Is in time. Altuve tagged out by Darno.
Oh, that's Kenny Albert right there. Last night's game number 4 that evened things up for the Rays at 2 games apiece. Best of 5 ALDS with Houston. Decisive game 5 at Minute Maid coming up tomorrow night. That was the call. That was one of the better relays, if not the best, that we have ever seen last night to get Altuve out at the plate. I also wanted to ask you this, because this may shock you, but I looked this up. I was sitting there last night, and I was kind of searching Twitter a little bit to see what everybody was saying about A.J. Pierzynski and Joe Girardi. And for the most part, they're getting ripped. But I love them. Is it wrong for me to love those guys? No. I love them. I mean, I wish they could do more. I would much rather listen to them than the ESPN or the Fox. I'm sorry, ESPN or the Fox guys. I'm not suggesting that John Smoltz is not great at what he does, because I think John Smoltz is good, but I love Pierzynski and Girardi. I could listen to talk about situational baseball in those moments all day. Am I wrong about that? What was that, Fox Sports last night? It was on Fox Sports 1, I think, last night. I think they're great. Absolutely great. I don't know. Maybe enough don't really care. Maybe people don't know. I was just kind of thinking, because I thought, man, these guys are fun to listen to. I mean, both know the game. I mean, upper echelon, both had, long careers, big moments. Player, manager, player. I think they're great to listen to. At JMV 1070 on Twitter, my dad and I went to that baseball game at the Hoosier Dome you mentioned. That right field line was comical. I think it was like 150. Like 150. Like Tropicana. JMV, I've been to Tropicana at least 10 games and never had a bad time or bad seats. Easy in, easy out, great food. Hey, listen. You could enjoy being in your grandparents' basement if you're winning games and playing there, but it is high comedy. All the stupid rules. I mean, every time there's a pop-up, you're thinking it's going to hit something. It's from Michael, my brother, went a couple of years ago and said it was a complete dump. Now, it looked awesome last night. When you're winning games again, it doesn't matter where you play when you're winning games. And everybody's fired up as they were last night with good reason. But, man, you got to run through all the ground rules. I mean, it takes like 5 minutes to run through all the damn ground rules. Just a thought. JMV at 1070thefan.com is the email address. Hey, JMV, are you a must-win guy every week in fantasy like you are? Yeah, I kind of am a must-win guy. I'm a last-minute decision maker. JMV, was Kaplinger's where you were last week? You mentioned Bash Road and Shade. Yes. Well, Kaplinger's, they were with me at Connecticut, and they have 3 locations, one of which is right up off of Shadeland. It is Shadeland and, I'm sorry, Andrew, 75th. It's right up there off of Shadeland, maybe 75th, something like that. But it's great. If you love seafood as I do, that is your place. And I downed like 10 oysters on that day, which is beautiful. All right, JMV, no wide receiver. If Carlos Dunlap or Geno Atkins become available to the Colts, go looking for a pass rusher. Listen, I will tell you this. Like, I would always be looking for something, especially I'm the Colts and I have some assets. But I certainly would, as far as trying to hopefully maintain what you believe you're building right there, and at least have it for this year, because, again, Toure is a big deal to me. And will more so as the season goes along be a bigger deal to me. So if you're asking, what do they say, kick the tires? If you're asking me if I would kick the tires, I would, because they have, assets, money, picks. And I know that they don't want to part with it, and they're building this from the grassroots, but I'd look at everything because they have the means to look at everything. And why not? I mean, I don't know about those two, certainly. I don't even know if those two are available. I think we're just assuming because you got some crap water teamage out there that there are going to be a lot of guys available. Maybe so. prior to the trade deadline because the Bengals are going to go nowhere fast. I mean, there's going to be a race to see who won't be sitting at 0 wins through 16 weeks. I mean, just when you think Miami is the worst, get a load of the Bengals act. And then you think the Bengals might be the worst. Watch the Redskins. Oh, and then you watch the Well, what about the Jets? So, yeah, I would look at everything. That is just a thought. To maintain or build somebody that might fit in and somebody we saw again, you saw the positives of what getting after the quarterback can do, and you saw it against the arguably best quarterback, the reigning MVP last Sunday. If that doesn't show you exactly what it can do to get that consistency and why we've been shaking our fist and crying about it for years since Robert Mathis around here, that is the reason why. You saw it front and center. So anything and everything, I would. I don't know. I haven't even heard who's available and who might be available. I think we're just kind of throwing darts at the dartboard considering some of these teams already are ready to go dump some folks because they suck. JMV, I think the Rays should be playing pitcher's hand. Listen, the environment was fun because they were winning and everybody was fired up, but I think the place is just have to be awful for a baseball game. From T. Shaw, how about doing Monday show at Clapper's home in Judah? I thought about that. I can plug in, probably get a signal out of Judah. Sure. Right there on the Lawrence Monroe line, not too far. Straight out of Springville, Indiana. This is from Rick. Hey, can you talk about who might be available to the Colts to pick up to replace Toure? I just brought up a couple, courtesy of John's email. I haven't really looked about who else might be available, who may want to trade or anything like that yet. I don't know. I mean, I know that they worked out a former number one yesterday. But I think you're at a point right now where, especially if you can help, you're not going to find, anything of greatness here because if it were a greatness, then it wouldn't be available anyway. I mean, when you have one of those guys, you keep them regardless, right? I mean, you latch on to them. But something that can help out because I think it's going to be necessary to have a little bit of help for this team in that capacity, yeah, I'd look at it. I think logically, yes. Hey, JMV, I heard you talking yesterday about the Pacers coming up this year. What are you most excited about? Here's what I'm most excited about. I think it starts with this team being able to score in loads. Loads of scoring. And I know we saw a team that went over the 130 threshold twice, and I know it was 2 preseason games. I know it was Indiana. I know it was Sacramento. I know all of that. But this team, I believe, is still going to be able to score at a much higher clip than what we saw a year ago and what we've seen in a while. So I think it is the scoring, different ways, different means, different players that excites me the most about this. It was new and it was fresh, and I really liked it. This past Friday and Saturday. They get a home date with the Bulls coming up on Friday night, right? In the preseason. Hey, speaking of that and the Pacers, Chris Denary and Jeremiah Johnson of Fox Sports Indiana, the voice and the sideline guy, the halftime, the postgame show host, are going to be in for me tomorrow and Friday. And I got to thank him for that. My mom's having a little bit of surgery down in Bloomington tomorrow, so I'm going to attend to that. So I'm going to be out tomorrow and Friday. Now, tomorrow is going to be a little bit of a wrinkle that you'll want to take part in because they are going to be live at Winter Circle downtown. It's Larceny Locks and Luna Azul Tequila Shots coming up tomorrow. Winter Circle downtown. Now, you're going to get Denary, you're going to get JJ, you're going to get my man Brent Holverson as always with the picks, but the special guest picker tomorrow, none other than our friend Reds catcher Tucker Barnhart. So you can go down, you can meet Tucker, you can be a part of it. Just go down and see my guys. It's going to be a great show, and it's going to be even better because my ass is not going to be there. Not for me, but for you. Now, it's going to be a great time. Winner's Circle tomorrow, so you're laying your Thursday night wager, if you will, for Thursday night football or getting set for the weekend, whatever. Stop in and say hello to Chris and JJ and Tucker and Brent. And we got our Larceny Locks and our Luna Azul shots. Our pick'em coming up tomorrow with a celebrity guest picker, Tucker Barnhart, coming up tomorrow. And then the guys, both Denary and JJ, will be in on Friday, too. So can't wait for that. All right, 239-1070. Your call's coming up on the other side. Rakestraw, top of the hour. All right, this once daunting-looking schedule, the tide has turned. Have you seen this regarding the Colts? Once we looked at it and you thought, holy hell, it's not all holy hell anymore. I'll explain that on the other side. And your calls next.
It's your chance to win a free entry into the 2019 Drumstick Dash presented by Wheeler Mission on Thanksgiving Day. All you got to do is log on, 1075thefan.com.
Hey, it's Stan Dockage here for Window Nation. Mother Nature has a warning for you. When the leaves start changing, you should think about changing too. Changing the old windows on your home, Window Nation can help you get ready for the colder weather now with this offer. Window Nation is going to make protecting your home from the elements easy with the Fall into Savings sale. Right now, get 2 free windows for every 2 you buy, wood or vinyl styles. Buy 4, get 4. There's no limit. Plus, receive 0% interest for 18 months. No interest until 2021. Over 80,000 customers have chosen Window Nation to protect their home from nature's elements. Trust me. I have them, and I love them. New energy-efficient windows make a big difference in a home's comfort and heating bills. Call 866-90NATION or visit windownation.com. Get 2 free windows for every 2 you buy. Buy 4, get 4 free. Buy 8, get 8 free. There's no limit. 0% interest till 2021. That's 18 full months. 866-90NATION or windownation.com.
PAI-WeGrowHairReady.com. Who wants some hair coverage? Who's losing it right now? Thinning hair on top. You feel as if you need to wear a hat all the time. Are you hat dude? Hey, listen, there's nothing wrong with hats. I dig a great hat. But if you don't want to be hat dude, or if you're wearing a hat because you're losing your hair, I'm just telling you, you have options. Hat dude's cool. No doubt about it. But if you don't want to be hat dude and you want real growing hair again, check out PAI, 888-724-5129. Darren Andrews with a private consultation will tell you all you need to know. Heck, I'll even help you out, too, if you guys are wanting to ask me about it. I've gone through it, and it does work. I mean, I go back to the days where I used to sit in Bloomington's College Mall in the window of Command Performance, getting a butt cut right down the middle, feathered on the side by Debbie, who told me when I was 12 that I looked 18. And I don't even think I tipped Debbie either. I feel terrible about that. But I'll tell you what, turning back the clock with real growing hair, if that is something you want, there are options with PAI, 888-724-5129. Maybe you'll tip Debbie in the future, too. WeGrowHairIndy.com today.
Here's what's happening with the Fan.
Come share a Coke at the Colts Ultimate Tailgate Party next Monday from 5 until 7 at the Meijer in Zionsville, presented by Meijer and Coca-Cola. Come meet a current Colts player and have a chance to win tickets. Live from the Winner's Circle downtown this Thursday, 3 until 6, it's JMV as he broadcasts for Larceny Locks and Lunazul Shots. Come listen to the Larceny Lock and enjoy some Lunazul Shots while making your sports bets of the week.
For more info, click on 1075thefan.com.
Hey, it's Chuck Jones from Bill Estes Chevrolet, and I'm here with TK. So excited about the football season with some hot new deals.
Wait, football season's almost over.
Not that football, TK. I'm talking about the real football. Just like these real deals. Up to $4,000 more for your trade and Silverados from $199 a month.
My football is real, but those deals sound pretty real too.
Find new roads to Bill Estes Chevy or online at BillEstesChevy.com.
Just ask for the real football deal.
He means the TK deal.
Rattle, rattle, thunder, clatter, boom, boom, boom.
For car repair done by professional mechanics who are trained, trusted, and top of the line, go to the place Indy has trusted for over 40 years. CarX, with an A-plus Better Business Bureau rating. Right now at CarX, you can get a conventional oil change for only $22.99. That's a conventional oil change for just $22.99 for a limited time only, and only at your neighborhood CarX.
Don't worry, call the CarX man.
This is Mark Rowland from Indy Decorative Concrete. We've put our stamp in more backyards than anybody. Thanks to all the DIY shows, stamped concrete is finally getting its recognition. And why not? With all the textures, colors, we can even make your patio look like wood. Now here's the big win for you. I can still get your patio in this fall with a warranty. Drop by our website at indydecorativeconcrete.com, then give me a call.
Indy Decorative Concrete. Order it, stamp it, love it.
Andy Moore Toyota in Avon is 5 miles west of 465. It's on US 36. AndyMooreToyota.com. See what you like. See what you can afford. See what you would like to afford. And then let Ben Mendoza and the staff go to work for you. Seriously, old school days of the customer is always right. That's what you get from Indiana's best. Tell Ben Mendoza that I sent you. So if you're looking for... How about this? Looking for something for the entire family, right? Maybe you're not minivan person, but maybe now because of your family you developed into that. Have you seen the Sienna minivan? I mean, state of the art and room enough for everybody. You're going to school, back and forth, athletic events, vacations, fall breaks. It all works for you. Let Ben Mendoza get you in the Sienna minivan of your choice right now at Indiana's best. Andy Moore Toyota in Avon, 5 miles west of 465 on US 36.
You know what makes every diamond unique and special are its 4 C's: cut, clarity, color, and carat weight. But do you know what makes Diamonds Direct special and unique? It's our own 4 C's. The first C, concept. Diamonds Direct has revolutionized jewelry shopping by eliminating middleman markups and giving you direct access to the world's finest diamonds straight from the diamond cutters. The second C, choice. Diamonds Direct's multi-million-dollar selection of precious diamonds is unparalleled, and with over 4,000 designer settings to choose from, you are empowered to make a decision that works for your style and taste. The third C, confidence. With a nationwide price guarantee, free lifetime warranty, our unique 110% diamond upgrade policy, and our no-pressure, no-risk environment, you have total peace of mind. And the fourth C, community. Every year we partner with local charities and nonprofits with significant donations of time, money, and jewelry to make this a better place for everyone. Diamonds Direct, as unique, special, and rare as every diamond in our showcase. Get store hours and directions at diamondsdirect.com.
Denny Smith here from my friends at Sundown Gardens, in business for 70 years. Their great fall sale is your chance to see why. All trees and shrubs now 20 to 50% off. This includes balled and burlapped and container trees and shrubs too. Fall's a great time to plant. Sundown Gardens, a trusted name on the north side, is now in a larger and easy-to-get-to location at 186th Street and Spring Mill Road in Westfield, next to Grand Park. Sundown Gardens brings beauty to your home and garden. Visit this week or sundowngardens.com.
Soccer Saturday featuring Indy 11. If this is your football, this is your show. Saturday at 9 on The Fan. The Ride with JMV.
I want you out in front of the school with her. I'd like to have a few words with you, by God.
93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
Hey, welcome back. Thank you for joining this show. Greg's going to be here at the top of the hour. That's Rakestraw. Greg Rakestraw, everybody. Kevin Bowen, 1075thefan.com. 5 o'clock with us today. Steve in San Antonio just tweeted me this. If Von Miller winds up on the trade block, do you think that Ballard would be interested? Also, Emmanuel Sanders would be an intriguing wide receiver to bring over to pair with T.Y. Wide receiver-wise, I would say no. I'm going to go ahead and say no because I don't think ultimately that's the direction they're going to go. But I would say with anybody that has been a fantastic pass rusher and still may have some in them, and certainly Von Miller would be that, I'm just telling you, I think we have now understood what is necessary to get after the quarterback. And maybe the Colts, even without Teray, maybe my value of Teray is a lot larger than what theirs is, and next man up is going to work for them. But speaking of value, I thought we saw what the value was as far as constantly attacking the quarterback, even if the quarterback was the reigning MVP, playing at home, 4-0. I mean, that consistent pressure and what that does for the rest of the defense, you guys saw it. I can't lie. I've been thinking about it. Yeah, I don't know if they're going to have a fire sale. I mean, Denver's a one-win team now. I'd be looking around. I mean, the Colts have assets enough to look around, so why not? I agree with that. Justin's at 239-1070. Justin, thanks for joining us. How are you?
Hey, what's going on, John?
Go ahead.
Hey, remember I called last week to see your hot spots for Kansas City. We went over to the game. Fantastic weekend. The fans could not have been nicer.
Yes.
The hot spots in downtown Kansas City were awesome, and the game was even better.
Where was the hot spot? Where did you go?
We stayed downtown at the Power and Light District.
Oh,
so bars like kind of like Nashville,
right?
Like bar after bar after bar, and I mean, you park, never have to walk again, never have to get in your car, not walk again, but never have to get in your car, kind of like downtown Indy.
Yeah.
And they said that they're modeling their downtown after Indy's downtown, which was fantastic.
Are they all running around on scooters too?
They are.
Oh, God.
Everywhere. Everywhere. And then I had another thing. My parents live about 20 miles north of Tampa. You were talking about Tampa Bay Rays.
Right on.
That stadium is in the worst part of Tampa possible. It is awful.
I thought the Tropicana is in St. Petersburg, isn't it?
Well,
is it?
They say St. Petersburg, but
Okay.
it's in the worst part of Tampa that you could get. It's like where all the homeless are, all the strip clubs. And so that's why nobody goes, because after dark, everybody's afraid to get in their car.
Huh. I was just talking about the way it is in baseball terms, and you have to take like 2 segments to explain all the damn ground rules. I think that's that to me is a little bit lame, by the way, too. So yeah, so Casey has scooters like we do, huh?
Oh, they have the exact same ones. It's the same company, and they're everywhere. You just see them laying around. But the fans, I've never tailgated like that before, and it's unbelievable. Tailgating from 1 o'clock until kickoff. I had a blast.
That's a good time, Justin. I'm glad you did. I'm glad you enjoyed the game, my brother. Thank you for the call.
Thanks.
That's awesome. Around here, I mean, you got scooters going every which direction. Like, I can't lie. I'm not used to the whole red line thing. When I pull up at the stoplight to turn left onto Capitol off of Market, and all of a sudden a red line bus comes roaring up going the wrong direction. I can't tell you that. I don't lay a little bit in my drawers. I'm like, hey, okay. Oh, yeah, that's what that's doing. So between that and the scooters and the handsome cabs and the handlebars, yeah, sometimes it can be a blast riding around here. Those drunk handlebars, barers. I think they're actually pedaling. There's a little motor in there. These are pedaling. All right, quick one. Chris on the other side wants to talk Marcus Hunt. We can do that. Rakestraw is going to join us too. Anything and everything from college football to, of course, the Colts in a bye week. Greg's going to join us. Kevin Bowen after 5. You, me, Greg, and more. Other side next.
Credit card companies spend millions of dollars a year to keep you further in debt. Pay off all your credit cards today with a cash-out refinance. TheHomeLoanExpert.com.
Here's what's happening with the Fan.
Come share a Coke at the Colts Ultimate Tailgate Party next Monday from 5 until 7 at the Meijer in Zionsville, presented by Meijer and Coca-Cola. Come meet a current Colts player and have a chance to win tickets. Live from the Winner's Circle downtown this Thursday, 3 until 6, it's JMV as he broadcasts for Larceny Locks and Lunazul Shots. Come listen to the Larceny Lock and enjoy some Lunazul Shots while making your sports bets of the week.
For more info, click on 1075thefan.com.
There's a pair of decisive Game 5s on tap today to determine who will play for the National League pennant. With this Bet Indiana News Update, I'm Kevin Bowen. Following their wins on Monday to extend their respective series to a 5th game, the Cardinals and Braves turn to their hottest pitchers to try to pull off series upsets on the road. First up, St. Louis puts Jack Flaherty on the mound in Atlanta, with Mike Fultonovich going for the Braves. Not much separates these teams in the eyes of odds makers, who price the game as a pick'em at most sports books. Wednesday's nightcap has the National Steven Strasburg heading into Dodger Stadium as the plus 135 underdog against LA's Walker Buehler. While the Dodgers have spent most of the season as the favorite to represent the senior circuit in the World Series, Strasburg has quite the postseason resume, The righty has a .64 ERA in 28 playoff innings and is the first pitcher in MLB history to strike out at least 10 batters in 3 of his first 4 postseason starts. This sports betting update has been brought to you by Bet Indiana News. Visit betindiananews.com for more sports betting coverage and insights.
Experience football, fans, and fun at the Children's Museum in the new indoor exhibit, First and Goal. Learn about Indiana's Super Bowl winning team, the Indianapolis Colts. Run the 10-yard dash and compete against the speed of Colts players. Kick a real football and score a virtual field goal. Cut loose in an end zone touchdown dance. Train like the pros in combine drills led by a real Colts player. Celebrate Indiana's football traditions at First and Goal at the Children's Museum. Open now.
Larceny Bourbon Locks, Luna Azul Tequila Shots tomorrow. Winter Circle downtown. Brent Halverson and our special guest celebrity picker, Tucker Barnhart. We're joined Kristen Airy and Jeremiah Johnson all at Winter Circle tomorrow. Be there and have a great time. It's our Larceny Locks and our Luna Azul Tequila Shots on 93.5 and 107.5 FM The Fan.
ATI Physical Therapy is there for when you're injured, in pain, or recovering from surgery. They're there to help you get back to your best with expert hands-on therapy customized for you. They'll schedule your first appointment in 24 to 48 hours, plus they have early and late hours to meet your needs. With 58 Indiana locations, visit ATIPT.com or call 855-MY-ATI-PT to find an ATI near you. Returning to better health is a big deal, so look no further. ATI Physical Therapy, here for you.
Place your sports bets at BetRivers.com, offering competitive odds on game lines, futures, and prop bets. With 50-plus in-game bets on pro football games. Make bets while the game is being played, like who will score next, how will the current drive finish. You will earn rewards for every bet you place with our innovative loyalty program. Sign up now. We'll match your first deposit up to $250 using one of our 12 deposit methods. More bets, better odds, more action. Place your sports bets at BetRivers.com. Must be 21 or over to play. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT. Playable only in Indiana.
Visit butlersports.com/buy tickets. Stop by the Hinkle Ticket Office weekdays from 10 to 4 or call 317-940-DOGS to get your Butler basketball tickets.
This is Indy Sports Center. WFNI, WIBC, HD2, W298BV, W228CX, Indianapolis. Your Colts tickets are waiting. Be there October 20th for the divisional matchup against the Texans. Get your tickets today at Colts.com/tickets. The Ride with JMV.
Collect them, trade them, or just enjoy them.
93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
Kyle's over there. My name is John. This is state-of-the-art Van Halen here. You guys ask me all the time, and I'm going to do some JMV takeovers. I'll put this thing on Spotify, and you guys can play off of it. It's kind of funny. Some folks have asked me if I could put together some in-office, in-retail store music stuff where I come on and say, hey, this is JMV, blah, blah, blah. And I've thought long and hard about that here. Now, thank you for asking me. I just don't have the hell, I don't even thought about it, but I can certainly add that. I can put you a sweet whatever you want playlist together and throw some stuff in there for you if you need it. If you want it, Corey Kinney writes this. You know who else has scooters? Detroit, baby. Ugh, the state of Michigan sucks. Can you imagine that in like wintertime? Ah. Corey Kinney's a good dude, though. But Michigan, man, God. My man's got a great job up there because why else would you want to be there? Chris talks Marcus Hunt at 239-1070. Chris, go ahead.
John, I'm just really curious. We re-signed, I say we, not my money, but Marcus Hunt on a multi-year deal, and he's disappeared. And you talk about trades and trying to make this defensive line better, and I just don't know what's going on, and I was hoping you could fill me in.
And thank you. We'll talk about that in just a second. He hasn't played well. He's basically gone unnoticed, and he hasn't played well. And he's seen snaps go down. Remember, too, Marcus Hunt of a year ago got off to a tremendous start, and everybody was saying, man, Marcus Hunt, holy hell. That was early in the season, and it kind of tapered off. So I do think they've got issues, certainly, with him moving forward. Greg Rakestraw, the fifth quarter huddle, that's the Colts postgame show and basically everything else around here. Play-by-play wise and then some, joins us via the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. I'm going to get back and have you talk about Margus Hunt and that D-line in just a second. Now, everything was great and glorious at Arrowhead, but I've been making a lot about the loss of Toure moving forward. I don't think I'm making too much about it. I think this thing's going to leave a mark that maybe some don't see right now. Would you agree?
Yeah, it's a big deal, and there's a couple different ways you can go with it. First of all, it puts more pressure on Ben Vanagoo to deliver because of the rookies. He's almost played the least of those guys defensively, say, other than a Marvell Tell, who's been just kind of a fringe roster player so far during the course of the season. But, of those guys that were second, third, fourth-round picks, he's had the least impact. All right, now his buffer zone is kind of ended. He's going to be asked to do a little bit more. The fact that Jabal Sheard is back is a huge deal because obviously your starters, your bookends are Sheard and Houston. But now Vanagoo has to be a guy that has to fill Toure's role, which would be kind of a third down specialist, a guy that maybe is getting 25 to 30 snaps a game, but does something with those 25 or 30 snaps. The other thing I think you could see happen, although maybe it's a little bit less likely after Jihad Ward was released last week, and one of the reasons why I think Margus was re-signed, in addition to the kind of breakout year he had late in his career last year, was the standpoint he could play either the end or the D tackle position. And so if Tyquan Lewis gets healthy and you've got he as well as Nico Autry, perhaps you could give Hunt some snaps on the outside because he played both roles last year and can give you some flexibility there. So that could be an option to kind of ease that burden of not having Toure for the Colts going forward.
Do you think that's something that, I mean, there are probably some teams that are so bad. Maybe there's a fire sale. Maybe you find a defensive player that you wouldn't normally find available on the market. Is that something that organizationally Chris Ballard and company should be checking into?
I'm sure they are. And even though they are very big on building from within, I think they're also very big on winning football games. And you're right. If the defense had played the way maybe we thought they were going to play Kansas City, not the way they actually played, maybe this is a much busier bye week in terms of kicking the tires on either free agents or potential trades, given there is a preponderance of teams that are 0 and whatever at this stage of the year. But I'm sure that is something because it's just what Chris Ballard does. It's what every general manager does. Even if you don't make a lot of trades, I guarantee you're having a lot of conversations about trade.
Well, what's interesting about it is 5-6 years ago, the trade deadline, we just kind of laughed at it and forgot about it, but it's become a little bit more active in the past 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, just because you've got generally guys on shorter contracts and you have shorter windows to build teams. I mean, my goodness, there was a coach fired after 1 year last year in Wilkes, Arizona. And so the idea of, all right, we're not that great, we'll simply build up and build at the draft for the next year or two, you can't do that anymore. And so because of the much more win-now mentality, with the exception, again, of this year of a Bengals, a Dolphins, a Redskins, maybe to a lesser degree the Jets, although with Sam Darnold coming back, I think you'll see them be a much more competitive team over the next few weeks. Yes, you will see more teams being active at the trade deadline.
Greg Rakestraw, the post-game show host for the Colts and Indy 11 and a ton of other things, joins us on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. What most impressed you about the overall effort? Because there were so many categories, so many individuals, but such a great team effort. What stood out to you Sunday night?
Just how different it was at the defensive line. And it sounds like all the blame or all the credit is going to the guys up front, but that's the way this defense works. I mean, if you're not winning at the line of scrimmage, and you can say that about every team in the National Football League, but when you play as much cover two, although, again, the Colts played a lot more man than they did zone in the game against the Kansas City Chiefs, and people we thought we were going to see, especially with all the guys being beaten up at different times. But when the front four are doing their job in terms of stopping the run and or getting the quarterback, it makes everybody else better behind them. So the entire thing was tremendous from a defensive standpoint. And Kansas City is not a great rushing team. Still, you held a team to 14 carries for 36 yards during the course of the game. A quarterback that had been sacked 3 times in his first 4 games, You sacked him 4 times during that game, and you slowed him down by beating him up a little bit. So, to me, if you have to pick one area for credit, I'm going with the defensive line.
Yeah, I would agree. I just said this earlier, and this was with Turay. I thought the turning point in that game, the big game changer, was Turay when he got to Patrick Mahomes and Mahomes tweaked that ankle. That dude was not nearly what he was a year ago as MVP, and not nearly what he was in those first couple of drives and, getting around. And I thought that made him certainly more manageable to get after.
If he can't move, then he is an average quarterback, and that's not to knock him, but what he does that is so magnificent and perhaps better than any other quarterback we have seen is what he can do to throw from different angles, what he can do to throw on the move. I mean, look at the touchdown toss before his ankle got rolled. I mean, that's ridiculous. I think NBC had their next-gen stats where he scrambled for 40 yards before throwing across his body on 3rd and 1/4 of the field for a touchdown pass. You can count on one hand the guys not in the league, but probably in the history of the league that could make a play like that. But if he can't move, all of a sudden now we're talking about a completely different cat.
That's Greg Rakestraw joins us too. Offensively, how's Jacoby Brissett been through the first 5 weeks as we hit the bye week now?
Solid, and that's exactly what is needed. I don't think he's going to be able to make as spectacular of plays as Andrew Luck did. But again, the team is so much better around him on both sides of the ball, he doesn't have to. What he's got to do is avoid making the throws that he did at the end of the Oakland game, the throw that he did to Tyrann Mathieu. He's had 3 picks. I had labeled 2 of them as bad ones, so far on the year. But what he does do, a la Andrew Luck, is be tremendous at escaping the pocket, at being able to kind of shuck off the first tackler. And I thought it was interesting. I forget whether it was Michaels or it was Collinsworth during the first half of the broadcast, because I always watch the first half on TV and then listen to the second half on radio while seeing the television feed. So it was in the first half of the game. One of them said that his ability to make a defender miss or to throw with a defender hanging on him is very Roethlisberger-esque. And I had heard that literally verbatim on Tuesday from Nick Sirianni. And if you can do something along those lines, then, again, that is a special talent. I think Luck had that, and I think Brissett has that capability as well.
You have any concern with the injuries? Any concern about the wide receiver position at all?
I had hoped for more from Deion Kane, although he should get credit for drawing a 53-yard penalty. Those yards don't go to him. I love the fact that T.Y. Hilton gets an extra week because I don't think he was at full strength, but just having him on the field made it easier to move the ball. I think Chester Rogers has been his typical solid self, plugging in wherever you need. He'll make stuff happen. We talk about Pascal as a glue guy, as a blocking guy. He's a pretty good receiver, too. And the other guys, they're just hurt. Funchess, we saw a couple of nice plays in week 1. We won't see him again until week number 11. Campbell, we're not sure how long he is going to be out, but it's why you have an all-around team. It's why you have a good running game. It's why you have a great offensive line. It's why you have a tremendously deep tight end core. So, yeah, the wide receivers are a bit down because of injuries, but at the same time, everything else in this offense is clicking right now, which will allow that wide receiver group time to get healthy and be a little more productive.
Greg, will Eric Ebron get it going, or is this going to be the Eric Ebron we're going to see the remainder of the year?
Somewhere in the middle. He'll be better than what we've seen so far. I don't think he'll match what he did last year. I think that was kind of lightning in a bottle. He is still a valuable resource for this team, but again, it's one that they'd like to see him playing better. I don't think they have to be as reliant on him as they were a year ago because, again, when healthy, this wide receiver group is so much better.
Yeah, they need him to come along and get it going at some point, though, because it's been bad to this point. And then, somebody that they were counting on and somebody that need to count on.
Being able to catch the ball more than 50% of the time it's thrown to you would be nice. Let's start with that.
I mentioned this, too. Have you noticed, and Greg Rakestraw joins us on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline, all of a sudden now, this huge, daunting, tough schedule we see, it is listed as now, moving forward, the 7th easiest in the NFL. That's amazing.
Happens every year. And just because we sit here, and I'm guilty of this as anybody, we sit here in April when it comes out, and we have the memory of what those teams were like 3 months ago in our brain saying, okay, this is what this schedule is going to look like. And then teams change, guys get hurt, all of a sudden quarterbacks miss games, and what you thought that schedule was going to be even in August is not the same in October. Now, I have always thought that the road schedule was far more difficult than the home schedule was. And the stat that I trotted out throughout the course of the preseason is that you played 4 teams on the road that were at least 11-win teams a season ago. You've already played 2 of them in the Chargers, who aren't as good as we thought they should be, and the Chiefs, who I think are pretty good. I think we even in a victory, we know that. Those other 2 road games that fall in that category are still going to be really tough. At Houston, given the amount of points that Deshaun Watson put up last week, and at New Orleans, who was winning games without Drew Brees. I always thought the home schedule was much easier, and knowing that home schedule, it's going to be so dominant, 4 of the next 5 are at home, then yes, you've got some winnable football games coming up for the Indianapolis Colts.
Speaking of winnable football games, check out that Hoosier matchup coming up on Saturday.
Check out that line in that Hoosier matchup on Saturday.
I don't think we haven't seen a line like that with Hoosier football.
I think that is the biggest line in Big Ten football since maybe IU was playing Northwestern back in the 80s. That might be the last time they had a line like that. Or a directional school. Or your Sycamores. Sorry.
Easy, man. Come on.
Sorry, buddy.
It's never been that like that. And these are the type of games that you talk about. And listen, Rutgers, it's that bad for a reason because Rutgers, and it's glad they're in the Big Ten because where would we all be hype-wise without Rutgers in New Jersey and the New York City market? But they are maybe the biggest mess in college football right now.
Well, what I would say is this about Rutgers. For all those that complain, my guess is IU football fans don't. That's kind of the natural balance of things when you are mandated that you have to play Penn State, Michigan and Ohio State every year. God has provided you Rutgers as some sort of cushion for having to play those 4 teams each and every fall.
How is it for the Boilermakers to look? I mean, I know it's 1 week at a time moving forward, but the level of disappointment, the injuries, all that playing a role in what has been really a horrific season at this point for Jeff Brom and the Boilers.
It's not been a fight issue; it's been a bodies issue. But if you want to salvage your season, you got to win this game on Saturday. I'm not surprised that given again the injuries that Purdue dealt with and their history of struggle at Penn State, that Saturday did not go well. But knowing who you got this weekend, if you don't win that one, and jokingly, you're playing for a draft pick for the rest of the season if you're Purdue, or trying to spoil Indiana's season in the bucket game at the end of it.
How close to not the same Notre Dame and USC in the 2019 matchup Saturday night?
In terms of how similar are these teams?
No, how close to not the same as it used to be? And I think this is more of a USC issue right now than it is anything else.
Right, exactly. And this rivalry has had ebbs and flows. There have been times when neither program has been very good. In our more recent times, we think of the Reggie Bush, Matt Leinart playing at Charlie Weiss Notre Dame as kind of the high point, like was it 05, 06, somewhere kind of in that range. It's on USC, even though they played a ridiculously tough schedule, and they've had a bunch of injuries at quarterback, and a coach that seemingly none of the boosters actually want to be there, yet those dudes keep showing up and balling out, on an every Saturday basis, so good on them. I think it's going to be a cakewalk for Notre Dame, but no, this game doesn't have maybe the national pizzazz that it normally would, and that's squarely on the Trojans.
All right. Indy 11 is something else I wanted to bring up, too. I think I'm going to be down there next week.
Nice.
Yeah, doing a party or something.
So you hold the fort down for me.
Yeah, I'm going to be doing something, I think, right? I don't know.
Well, so there is a Wednesday game. So that was moved from Saturday. The Indy 11 schedule comes out in December or January. Now, I was playing at Lucas Oil. You kind of put dates in the calendar and hope they don't get moved. Well, that was one of the dates that got moved. And so because of that, me and the Rakestraw fam are on vacation next week, so I will not be at next Wednesday's game. You want to do some play-by-play?
No, I don't, but thank you for asking.
Oh, okay. You're welcome.
Now, where's the Rakestraw family going on vacation?
Disney World, my friend. We're taking the family trek to Orlando.
Man, they're going to take your money down there, aren't they? Here's my money.
They've already taken it. There's no more to take, John.
I have not. I've not been there with my kid. They went, maybe 5 Christmases ago. They went down there, and luckily I had things to do work-wise back here, if you know what I mean. I couldn't go.
Did some boss just put the screws to you and tell you couldn't go over to Christmas break?
I think so, man. And
yeah.
I gotta appreciate him for it too.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah. Send me some Lunazel shots for that.
That was a big deal. Hey, by the way, before I let you go, Greg Rakestraw is with us. Where are we as far as the high school football season? Is this the final regular season Friday night?
Next to last week.
Gotcha.
The pairing show will be heard on 93.5 and 107.5 at 5 o'clock on Sunday. Bob Lovell and Paul Conyer will have that. You can watch it online as well on the IHSA Champions Network. But we are down to week number 8. Pairing show Sunday, then week 9. Then the 5As and 6As have the following week off, while the 1As through 4As kind of take the center stage. And then as of November the 1st, everybody's in the playoffs, and we've got 5 weeks up to go to the high school football season at that point.
It's quick. That thing went by in a flash. No doubt about it.
Happens every fall, man. Happens every year.
He'll be on top of it as always. Greg's got that. He's not going to be with the Indy 11 because he's going to be at Disney World, but he'll be doing the Colts and the post-game show once they get back. And, of course, after the bye week, it is the Houston Texans in town. And what should be interesting considering what may or may not happen at Arrowhead with the Texans and the Chiefs coming up on Sunday. My brother, you guys have a great vacation.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
Greg Rakestraw, the Andy Moore Automotive Group Hotline. No, I've never been. You know, the one thing we didn't do, and I completely forgot about it. Going back to September 21st was my 20th year anniversary of not going to the movie theater. That was a big deal. September 21st, 1999 was the last time. So I am over 20 years, and I feel pretty damn good about it. Thank you very much. At JMV, and I forgot to celebrate, Kansas City is a very underrated city. Great 8-hour drive for a long weekend vacation. All right, I got to ask you this. If you were going to drive 8 hours and go have some fun someplace, where would you go? 8 hours. Like 8 hours is Atlanta, right? Going south?
Can I get to the Atlantic Ocean in 8 hours? Well, where will that take me?
Man, I don't think you can get to the Atlantic in 8 hours. I think you'd have to go drop in Lake Michigan or something if you wanted some water. Yeah, it's about, I think if you go really, really fast, you might be able to get to the Gulf of Mexico in 10, maybe? 11? Maybe. I don't think 8 hours. 8 hours is not going to get you to the Atlantic.
There's got to be a website that tells you how far you can go, right?
Yeah. I always say I think 8 hours is to Atlanta. 8 hours is to Birmingham. I mean, shorter than 8 hours to Memphis. If you're going to go 8 hours, then I'm sure as hell I'm not going to Michigan. I don't want to go see that bridge. I don't want to go on any of that. None of it. All right, none of it. Yeah, I know. You can get to Ann Arbor in 4 hours. I don't want to go there. I want to go to Wisconsin. 8 hours. Which direction? Emery says Asheville, North Carolina, maybe. So and the reason why I brought that up is I don't know if I were going to spend 8 hours on the road, I don't think I'd want to end up in Kansas City no matter how great the downtown is. That's what I was saying. Hey, Todd, where would you go if you had 8 hours? 8 hours one way and a drive. Where would you go? Where? Chicago.
You go up to Mackinac.
What if he had to spend? No. What if he had to be? If it had to be 8 hours, it can't be less. Where would it be? I'm making up the rules here, Ty. I mean, damn.
No. You gotta think
well, you
about
walk in here. You got to be ready to answer some questions that may be completely nonsensical. And certainly out of left field.
Maybe.
and they're going to be there are going to be boundaries. All right.
There are no boundaries.
Quick break, and we'll come back. Thanks to Greg Rakestraw for joining us. Podcast that one up at 1075thefan.com. Kevin Bowen's coming up at 5. I'm going to get with him about how excited I am about the start of the Pacer season. And that's even knowing that a lot of you knobs are going to get all over me regarding Miles Turner. Regardless of what goes down, you're still going to be on me. But I am excited about the start of the Pacers season. Am I alone? Am I alone with you? Not in a weird way, but am I alone with you as far as the excitement of the Pacer team? Talk to Kev about that coming up at 5. Off week with the Colts. Darius Leonard's return. Is it necessary to shake some trees as far as trying to find somebody to replace Turay? Is that necessary? I don't know if you're looking around, and I like Ben Banigou a great deal, but I don't know if he's the dude right now. What do you think? 239-1070. Quick break, because Todd's not going to answer my question. Back with you next.
Let's talk for a minute about stock market volatility. Hi, Rick Edelman here. You can expect to see market volatility, but don't let it frighten you out of your investment and retirement accounts. Now, I'm not making light of volatility. We get it. It's unsettling. But volatility is really simply a routine part of long-term investing. And the best way for you to avoid stock market volatility? Don't have all your money in stocks. That's why here at Edelman Financial Engines, we're careful to give our clients highly diversified portfolios, placing only a portion of assets into stocks. This helps give you the confidence that stock market volatility is really nothing to get concerned about. We've been helping thousands of clients just like you for 33 years. So come talk with us at Edelman Financial Engines and let us help put your market worries aside. Call us at 888-PLAN-RIC. That's 888-PLAN-RIC. Or visit us at rickedelman.com. That's ricedelman.com.
Tuesdays are the worst. They're all that stands between you and the downhill part of the week. But now they're a lot less worse, because Wing Tuesdays at B-Dubs are buy one, get one free traditional wings. So Monday, you may kick off the week. Wednesday, you may have a cool nickname. Thursday, you might be the almost weekend. But watch your back, because Tuesdays just officially became Wing Tuesdays. Buffalo Wild Wings. Roar! Buy one traditional wings order and get one of equal value free. Participation and promotional details vary by location. Check in with your favorite Buffalo Wild Wings to learn more about this offer.
Who are you betting on this weekend? Jason Hammer here, along with Frank Ignatius, Sportsbook Operations Director at Bet Indiana. Join us every Thursday night, 7 p.m., as we break down all things Indiana gambling on Bet Indiana. Games we like, trends, we'll talk about some winners, some losers, and misery loves company. If you caught a bad beat, we got your back. Bet Indiana, Thursdays at 7, right here on 93.5, 107.5, The Fan.
Hey, it's Chuck Jones from Bill Estes Chevrolet, and I'm here with TK. So excited about the football season with some hot new deals.
Wait, football season's almost over.
Not that football, TK. I'm talking about the real football. Just like these real deals. Up to $4,000 more for your trade and Silverados from $199 a month.
My football is real, but those deals sound pretty real too.
Find new roads to Bill Estes Chevy or online at BillEstesChevy.com.
Just ask for the real football deal.
He means the TK deal.
Hey, John for PAI, WeGrowHairIndy.com. It is my guy, Darren Andrews, who can help you out as far as getting that procedure. If you want your real growing hair again, and it is real, that's what people ask me all the time. Nothing fake about it. No toupees, no adhesives, no glue, no tape. It's your real growing hair with PAI. Get that private consultation today and find out more at WeGrowHairIndy.com.
Twin Peaks, your ultimate sports lodge with a menu to match. Pair any of our made-from-scratch menu items with a frosty 29-degree draft beer served by a beautiful Twin Peaks girl. This October, Twin Peaks all around the nation will be celebrating Pink Fridays all month long. Each Friday, you can support the fight against breast cancer by ordering any of their Sweet Things desserts. $2 from every order purchased will be donated to benefit breast cancer research through the Fairman Adams Project. Get up here. Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
Hi, I'm Ryan Kelly with thehomeloanexpert.com. When it comes to your financial freedom, the best thing that you can be is an informed consumer. Maybe you've been thinking about a cash-out refinance or purchasing a new home, but you're not sure if it's the right time. You need to at least hear your options. Custom loan advice from the Home Loan Expert team only takes 5 minutes, and the best part, it's free. Call us today or visit us at thehomeloanexpert.com for our 5-minute loan approval. The Home Loan Expert LLC, NMLS number 1326241.
Hey, John here, and don't live with the pain because you don't have to live with the pain. You got PAI. Check that. You got ATI. PAI helps your hair. ATI helps you overcome the pain. And what I'm talking about with ATI is simple. It is pain in the elbow, pain in the knee. And it may not feel so simple to you. It may be something that's just dogged you and bothered you forever. All right, what do? Get a hold of my man Brad Howell in ATI Physical Therapy and go through a program that they set up especially for you. Now, a lot of you believe that because you have pain in your knee, pain in your elbow, pain, in your hip, whatever, that you need surgery. And that's not always the case. Physical therapy helps. So get with ATI Physical Therapy, a location throughout the state of Indiana. You're going to find one near you. Yesterday, I was actually getting my truck worked on, and I was sitting with a dude, and he said, yeah, you know what? I go to ATI down in Martinsville. Martinsville has a location, too. You're going to find one near you, and for the best care so you don't have to deal with that pain. Look online, atipt.com today.
After a sweep of the Kings in Mumbai, India,
130 to 106.
The Pacers return home to kick off the rest of their preseason schedule.
He got all the way to the goal and laid it in with the right hand.
Next up, the Chicago Bulls at Bankers Life Fieldhouse.
Sabonis there with the offensive rebound and the left-hand putback.
Coverage begins Friday at 6:30.
It's a 4-point game.
Your home for Pacers basketball is 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan. The Ride with JMV.
This situation absolutely requires a really futile and stupid gesture be done on somebody's part.
We're just the guys to do it.
93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
Caught in the rain. Kyle's over there. I think we may have the definitive answer here. Yeah, a lot of you are saying, all right, here was the question, because Kevin, my man Kuntz in Benton, Texas, sent me a tweet and said, hey, Kansas City's downtown. Because I had Justin call a little bit earlier, and Justin said, hey, I went to Kansas City, had a great time. The Power and Light District or whatever it was fantastic. And then the great game at Arrowhead. Colts win, had a great time. Kansas City's a great place. From my man Kuntz in Benton, Texas, got back with me and said, hey, you know what? Nice little tidy 8-hour drive there for a great time. A little mini vacation. And my thought was, if I'm going to drive 8 hours, it's probably not going to be Kansas City. Where would I go? Where would you go? Sean Patrick writes this. How about Gatlinburg or Pigeon Forge? I have been there. I don't know if I'm driving. Yeah, I'm just probably not down with the program of Gatlinburg. I know I've been to Dollywood. I've sat next to, they got literally around every ride, they got a bullpen of smokers that sit there and they'll smoke cigarettes and then have to put on oxygen tanks and then cigarettes and oxygen tanks and back and forth. It'd be like double fisting 2 different beers. So I've been there. It's probably not going to be that. Jason Beck says that too. Perfect less than 8-hour trip. Moonshine, food, hiking. Yeah, I don't know. Food, I don't want to hike. I'm sorry, I want to hike. JMV, you driving to Terre Haute this weekend for ISU homecoming? If not, we'll talk to you at the Bullseye Event Center before the Texas game. That's from Chad. Man, I always say I'm going to make it over there, and then I never do. Yeah, I got stuff working. I guess I could maybe make it over there on Saturday. I don't know. My mom's having surgery tomorrow, so I'm going to have to hang around down in GC for the next 4 or so days. Surgery tomorrow, and I will be off tomorrow. So probably not, Chad, but thanks for asking. I think we have the definitive answer here. The definitive 8-hour trip for greatness answer. Landon's got it. Who else has it? Grizz has it. My man Greg and Carmel has it too. And then Kyle got it. Toronto, Canada. That's where everybody's going. Toronto, Canada. Great city, 8 hours away. Is it not a pain in the ass to get into Canada? Do you go up to Detroit and then cross that crappy waterway and get out of Crapola, Michigan, and then get into Ontario?
Yeah, that's the fastest way up there.
Last time I was in Crapwater, Detroit, Michigan, literally you look at Detroit and then you look across, what is that, Lake Erie? Right there?
Yep,
Huron?
Erie.
Lake Erie. You look across that crappy waterway and it looks like, hey, we're in Detroit, and then you look across to Windsor, Ontario, and it looks like Bloomfield. It's weird. Yeah. Niagara Falls, 8 hours away. For a waterfall? Why is it so romantic there, too? Why is a waterfall
You've
so
never been
damn...
to Niagara
No.
Falls? Oh, it's pretty
It's
cool.
a waterfall. Hell, I got all those in GC. Why is a waterfall romantic?
I don't know.
Why
about
does everybody
romantic.
honeymoon at Niagara Falls?
I just think it's pretty cool
Get
to
it, dude.
see.
Good job, landed on that, too. Hey, JMV, what was the 4:30 play? And you guys ask me about the music all the time. That was Revis and Caught in the Rain. That was their one alternative level rock band hit of the early 2000s. Revis was a band out of, are you ready? Southern Illinois, Carbondale, Illinois. And they had that one hit and kind of made it slightly big with that one hit. And then all of them became buttholes and they split up. Kind of like that thing that you do. Kind of like the Wonders. Had that one big hit, and they all got really good and said, yeah, you know what, we're going to split up. Jimmy left the band like the Wonders. Corey says it's actually the Detroit River. God, how embarrassing. Detroit, there's a river named after Detroit. God. Can you imagine what's in that? Yeah, there you go. Rodney, I hope it Revis. Caught in the Rain was the song. It's a good song. It really is. These guys all got. Check out the video on YouTube. Now, you can watch me right now on YouTube, but sometime check out the video on YouTube. They had a really good song, and they all got rock star buttholeism going and split up. Carbondale, Illinois. That's a very true story right there. JMV, do you think Houston will follow a run-dominant offense against KC? I'm really curious to see how that game pans out, especially the way that Watson was slinging the ball. But, you know, the thing about it, I would agree with you on that, but can you imagine Kansas City losing 2 in a row at home like that? I find it hard to believe. But that did not look like Willie. That did not look like a team on Sunday night in Kansas City that was going to be able to stop anybody anytime soon. I mean, you talk about a regression. At least through 5 weeks, you can't argue that that's not true. They blamed the defense for everything there last year, and it looks monumentally worse than it did last year, especially against the Colts. They dominated the Colts last year. In the postseason, the Colts couldn't move. Everybody made excuses. Oh, man, you know, field is wet. Didn't have the right cleats. I mean, Kansas City moved around fine in January. It looks like a regression is going on with that defense there. So, yeah, and listen, Deshaun Watson has been – Deshaun Watson – is he on anybody's MVP? Who are the MVP race in the first 5 weeks?
Christian McCaffrey, Pat
you
Mahomes,
just dropped in.
Russell Wilson. Dak Prescott probably fell out after his last couple weeks. I bet you Watson's up there. He's probably top 5.
McCaffrey's number 1 right now?
Him and Wilson, I'd say so, yeah.
Russell Wilson's right there at the top, I would guess. I'm going to go back here. When's the last time we saw a running back win it? Do you know? Can you guess who it is?
LT?
No. I don't think. What am I looking at here? Pro Football Wire. I don't know which one to go by. Pro Football Writers? Which one do we go by? If you're going by Pro Football Writers, it's Adrian Peterson.
Oh, that was the post-ACL year?
Yeah, 2012. Yeah. See, I mean, it takes a lot. You go, but LaDainian Tomlinson, you mentioned, it's funny because 05 and 06, they go back-to-back. Who was the other? LaDainian Tomlinson won it in 06. Who was the year prior MVP?
I remember
running back of the Seattle Seahawks.
This Madden game all the time. He was on the cover, Sean Alexander.
Correctamundo. It has just not happened. I mean, it's been quarterback after quarterback after quarterback since then. John's at 239-1070. Go ahead, John. How are you?
Oh, good. Hey, you and me are both be in Greene County tomorrow. I'll be in Worthington, Indiana.
You're going to be where?
Worthington, Indiana.
What are you going to be doing in W-Town tomorrow?
For work down there, you know. So.
What are you guys building? The skyscraper in Worthington or what? What's happening there?
Yeah, we're going to be doing some work in a substation down there for work. So, you know.
I liked Worthington Jefferson High School back in the day, man. I played many a game in that their gymnasium, and I still think it's their gymnasium is exactly like the gym in Hoosiers or the Knightstown gym. They're exactly the same.
Yeah, there's a good little diner there to eat too in town.
Yeah, that is like ice cream joint there. And is the front porch open or closed there, the steak place?
It is open.
All right. The front porch is very well known, or at least has been, for food and steaks and things.
Yeah. I've never been in there, but yeah.
All right. What else you got, John?
Hey, I mean, unless, Chris Ballard makes a trade or does something, I think this Colts team this year is just going to be one of these Colts teams that it's going to be up and down. Like, what team is going to show up? Is it a team that's going to show up that played against Oakland or a team that showed up against Kansas City?
Yeah.
I think that's what you're just going to expect all year. As a fan, that's what you just have to learn to agree with unless something big happens.
I completely agree with that, too, because I've said this all along. I think this is a team that can beat anybody, but this is a team, as we saw against Oakland. And I know Oakland beat the Bears, and everybody's all high on Oakland, but the Colts got beat basically all the way around by that Oakland team here, and there was no sense in it. So I think they can play down at times and lose to anybody. That's to me how it's going to be. That's why I've been asking the question, John, in search of consistency. Is that type of defensive effort something that we can now see consistently, especially getting after the quarterback, as we know now moving forward without Kimoko Toure? I mean, can we expect that? Should we expect that?
Well, somebody's got to step up. If that somebody doesn't step up before the trade deadline, then they're going to have to go out and get somebody if they want to, put pressure on the quarterback or get better on defense. Because, we have some rookies back there playing. Khalid did good, but Khalid is not that guy that is like a Malik Hooker that can drop back. He's like an in-the-box kind of guy. He's good at pass rushing or rushing the quarterback and that, but we need somebody that can drop back. As far as pass rushing is concerned, that I forget how Ben McAdoo guy, he hasn't really been doing it. And, I know Justin Houston got Defensive Player of the Week, but this is his first good week. Where was he at 3 games ago?
And I have a promo, John, that's running right now that states exactly in 20 seconds what you just mentioned. The search and the expectation for consistency, which has to happen. Completely agree.
Yep.
Thank you, John, for the phone call. Have fun in Worthington tomorrow. Michael Speaker says the front porch burnt down. I didn't remember that. I haven't been down 67 in a while. Well, that sucks. Done. I think the last time I was down there, too, it was dark. I couldn't see a damn thing. I got to get my lenses on the Tundra cleaned, too. They're getting a little cloudy. You know how to do that? Get the cloud off your lenses?
No, I haven't had that issue on a car yet.
Some dude, and I blank you not on this, and should I trust a dude that pulls up to me at a stoplight and says, hey, man, because I've got some character dings on the Tundra, right? He said, I can get those character dings out right now.
You have a plunger in the back seat?
He said he would. If I gave him $150, he would get those character dings out.
Well,
should I trust a businessman that gives me an offer while I'm sitting listening to Channel 33, Sirius XM 80s New Wave, sitting at a stoplight. Should I trust that person?
Did you tell him I like my character dings?
I love
Stay
the
away from my
character
truck?
dings. It looks like I'm out working in the field, which clearly I'm not. What do you think?
I don't think I'd let someone touch my car for that.
What, should I go? I mean, he looks straight up like businessman. Hey, I can get those dings out right now. I said, what do you want me to do? Pull over in this parking lot? Yeah, for $150, I'll do it right now. Should I trust that dude? Hey, JMV, the Tribe had both Glasnow and Cole. Hats off. 2 trades. Yeah, I know it. Tyler Glasnow and Garrett Cole. How about that? That is incredible. Man, last night was fun to watch in just an absolute crap water joint, Tropicana Field, for baseball. Well, you can't play. It's like playing. It's like if you have a baseball game in your basketball gym. Seriously. I mean, somebody hits a pop-up and it hits the roof, or it hits a beam, or a catwalk or something. If you guys ever had to play a baseball game in your gym, that's what Tropicana, I'm assuming, is like. Sean tells me this. Ask Moose to clean your headlights. He will take care of it or show you how. Moose, I need to know how to clean the cloudy headlights I have. My lenses are cloudy. I think I need glasses, too. I'm failing. Glasses, hearing aids. I'm going to be like that old dude in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, that old man that kept in his rocking chair in the attic. It's going to be me. Going to come up there and give me a cup of milk. Change my diaper. All right, quick one, we'll come back. Kevin Bowen, top of the hour. We'll ask him some of those Colts questions. I want to get his feel on the Pacers this season. 47 wins, according to Vegas odds. Would you take the over now that the first 2 preseason games have been played and everybody's feeling good about it? Anybody going to ride that over of 47? Quick break. Back with you next.
It's your chance to win a free entry into the 2019 Drumstick Dash presented by Wheeler Mission on Thanksgiving Day. All you do is log on, 1075thefan.com.
I'll talk to Dad and we'll help you figure something out. Okay, bye.
Talk to me about what?
Nick has a fever. Can you believe his insurance won't even cover a basic doctor visit?
Oh, all right. Well, we'll help him out this time, but he's got to get some better benefits. This job isn't cutting it.
Susan's son just started as a union electrician apprentice.
Huh. You know, I play golf with a couple of union guys. They say it's great. One of them's even about to retire early.
I'm calling Nick back. He's got to hear this.
This is Steve Minzer, business manager for the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 481. Being a union electrician is rewarding. Our members earn good pay, full health care, and benefits that allow many to retire before the age of 60. Plus, our hands-on craftsmen get to see what they accomplish daily, something not always visible with a desk job. So if this sort of career sounds like a fit for a young person you know, someone reliable with a good attitude, learn more at ibew481.org.
Church Brothers Collision Repair has offered unparalleled service for over 3 generations, and we're proud to continue that tradition under a new name, Caliber Collision. From dents to dings to whatever the road ahead brings, our collision repair experts will always be ready when it comes to restoring the rhythm of your life and getting you back behind the wheel. Same high standards, all new name. Church Brothers Collision Repair is now Caliber Collision.
Hey, John, for Connecticut Water, let me see a show of hands here because I can see you guys out. I see right through this camera on YouTube Live right now. How many of you need the best water? How many of you are living in a world of crappy water right now? Believe me, you know what it takes to turn my well water, like water in Walnut Grove on Little House on the Prairie, literally is better than the water out of my well. How did I get great water? The best water? I went to Connecticut. Joe, John, and Dennis showed me the way. Here's the Premier Series water softener, and it's going to magically turn my well water into the best water around. It can do that to your water as well. No matter what you're working with, Connecticut is the way to go. And right now, with the purchase of a Premier Series water softener, you will get a K5 in-home drinking water station, which is an absolute hydration game changer, absolutely free. Did you hear me? Free with the purchase of a Premier Series water softener. The 2 Connecticut locations, Northeast Side, Castleton, South Side, US 31, Southport Road, online, ConnecticutIndy.com today.
This is a message for all men. After trying the little blue pill, my family doctor said my ED was incurable unless I had surgery. My wife was supportive. She told me it wasn't that important to her, but I knew it was deep down inside. I felt less of a man, less of a husband without that intimacy. I was embarrassed. But all of that changed the day I called the Indianapolis Men's Clinic and made an appointment. My wife went with me, and let me say, my doctor was wrong. We have regained our intimacy. It's truly amazing what they've done for us. Indianapolis Men's Clinic resolved my ED and my low testosterone all in one place. Thanks, guys. No matter your age, your condition, or if you suffer from Peyronie's disease, we can help. $99 for a physician evaluation, test dose, and testosterone checkup. Call now 317-999-9000. That's 999-9000. Or at IndyMen'sClinic.com.
Get up and go now, so you can go tonight. Hubler has it. Savings. Hubler has it. Choices. Hubler has it. Hubler has it all.
Indiana's Auto Giant is changing car buying forever. Introducing a warranty so huge, you can drive around the world 8 times and still be covered. It's Hubler Auto Group's massive 10-year, 200,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Shop any new vehicle at all Hubler locations with the warranty included. Chevys, Buicks, GMCs, and Fords. The warranty's included. Acuras, Hondas, Nissans, and Mazdas. The warranty's included. The Hubler family has helped Hoosiers for 60 years, and we're not stopping now. Visit drivehubler.com for the perfect car and our 10-year, 200,000-mile warranty. As Indiana's Auto Giant, Hubler has it all. Why buy anywhere else? You're invited to Hubler. Click drivehubler.com.
Hubler has it. Hubler has it all.
Warranty available on new vehicles, except certain models, not transferable or available on leases. A copy of the warranty is available for review at the dealership.
Chad and Tyler Peterman.
If you're a homeowner with a stopped-up drain, Peterman will get it moving again for just $83.
A Peterman certified technician will unclog it, and you don't pay $83 until that drain is clear.
We'll make sure that drain stays clog-free too,
because we back our work with our 1-year clog-free guarantee.
One clog any homeowner's drain, and all you pay is $83.
Call 859-4270. Peterman's the way to go.
Hey, John here for Larceny Bourbon. The Larceny Bourbon Locks, Luna Azul Tequila Shots coming up tomorrow, live from Winter Circle downtown. Be there because it will be spectacular. I will not be there, but in for me, voice of the Pacers, Chris Denary, Jeremiah Johnson from Fox Sports Indiana with the Pacers, Brent Halverson with our Larceny Locks and Luna Azul Tequila Shots, and the guest picker in from me, and he will do so much better, Reds catcher Tucker Barnhart. Tomorrow, Winter Circle downtown. The Larceny Bourbon Locks, Luna Azul Tequila Shots, 93.5 and 107.5 FM The Fan.
ATI Physical Therapy is there for when you're injured, in pain, or recovering from surgery. They're there to help you get back to your best with expert hands-on therapy customized for you. They'll schedule your first appointment in 24 to 48 hours, plus they have early and late hours to meet your needs. With 58 Indiana locations, visit ATIPT.com or call 855-MY-ATI-PT to find an ATI near you. Returning to better health is a big deal, so look no further. ATI Physical Therapy, here for you.
Homes are selling fast, and if you haven't found your dream home, listings are coming onto market daily. Get a leg up on your competition and get pre-approved in 5 minutes at thehomeloanexpert.com.
Sports Center updates on the Fan are brought to you by Big O Tires. Save at Big O Tires with up to $150 off a set of 4 Big O brand tires now through October 13th. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
The Hoosiers host the Rutgers Scarlet Knights Saturday morning at 11 on 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan. The Ride with JMV.
You stupid, ignorant son of a dumb bastard! Christ, I've met some dumb bastards in my time, but you outdo them all. Get over there!
93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
Yeah, I know. That was a hashtag JMV Takeover song from a couple of Saturdays ago right there. You never know what you're going to get in that bad boy right there. That's the type of music radio that this town needs, especially on a Saturday night when you guys are all going out to party right there. The all 80s, all requests, Saturday night party with me with a JMV Takeover over on B. That's what you guys need. I mean, there's nothing. Music stations give you just crap-ass voice tracking. Don't let them do that to you. Ask for me, and I'll give you something live, something good, something fun. Not voice tracking. That was this, and this is that. That's fun. Hey, let's go out and party. Turn it on. Get us fired up. That was this, and this is that. That's great. I'm going to try to get back on there a week from Saturday because you guys need it. You guys deserve it. Pam Brown writes this. So I had a hack. I had a hack that I used on my old 4Runner headlight lenses, and it worked great. Made them look just like new. Easy, cheap, and I did it myself. I'll email it to you. Thank you. Hey, what a great Saturday night it is. That was this, and this is that. Wow, let's all party. Why shouldn't I be excited? Because I taped this Wednesday, 4 days ago at 8 a.m. Hey, JMV, I think the win versus the Chiefs says more about the Colts' improvements than it says about the Chiefs' regressions. And I hope that you're right there. I do. That defense did wonders, but you have to keep it up. I mean, the press coverage was great, but I'm sorry. That stuff on the back end does not work without what happened up front. It just doesn't. You would have seen more of Mahomes and what he did to that defense. Remember when Teray kind of let him out of the fence, let him out of the gate? And he was back there doing his MVP Doug Henning magician stuff. Up front. That's why Teray is a big loss. We'll see how big it is. Kevin Bowen's going to join us coming up at the top of the hour. We'll talk about that. The return of Darius Leonard. What to watch for in that Texans-Chiefs game coming up on Sunday afternoon. And this Pacer team. How excited should we be? Should we take the over 47 wins for this Pacer team coming up at 19 and 20? It's a really exciting Saturday night. That was this, and this is that. More of this and that next.
Credit card companies spend millions of dollars a year to keep you further in debt. Pay off all your credit cards today with a cash-out refinance. TheHomeLoanExpert.com.
With mortgage rates in the twos, you have choices. Lower your monthly payment, pay off credit cards, buy a new house. Golden Oak Lending has lowered mortgage rates to 2.875.
And that's a fixed rate. This is James Hawkins. If you're struggling with credit card debt, we can help you pay it off at a low rate.
At 2.875, now's the time to fix the house. Finish the basement. You have so many choices.
We're easy to work with, and we'll give you a free mortgage checkup right over the phone, so you can find out exactly how much you can save. Or apply online at goldenoaklending.com with our fast Zipline mortgage.
Call our Indy office at 317-706-GOLD. 706-GOLD.
Our experts will walk you through it all, and if we can't close your loan, the appraisal is no charge.
Golden Oak Lending, cured my blues.
NMLS 114937, FHA 15-year fixed, APR 3.915, 20% equity with approved credit. Regulated by the Indiana Department of Financial Institutions.
Hello, John here for PAI-WeGrowHairIndy.com. So I try to relive my youth, okay? I always love thinking back. I'm thinking back to the 80s when I'm sitting in the chair at Command Performance in the Bloomington Mall. They put me right there in the window, and Debbie's got a hold of me, and she's asking me about my butt cut and how I want it feathered and how I look 18, yet I'm 12. Do I want to relive those days? Maybe not exactly those days, but the hair that I had, to have it continuously grow when I get older, I think that's pretty cool. And all that you want right now would be options. We dig on options, and getting back those days with Debbie cutting your hair at Command Performance, that's an option with 888-724-5129. That private consultation with Darren Andrews about your real growing hair, and having it again through PRP, platelet-rich plasma, at WeGrowHairIndy.com. Get that private consultation, 888-724-5129. Or if you need me to add a little bit to give you what you actually go through, please don't hesitate to ask me. I'll tell you all about it. WeGrowHairIndy.com today.
Sports fans, Bet Indiana News has got you covered. Football, basketball, baseball, and more. Bet Indiana News is the sharpest source for the latest sports betting news from across the country and around the state. And always with an eye on the action, the favorites, the underdogs, the sharp money, and more. It's where you'll find all the sports betting info you want, all at one site. Visit BetIndianaNews.com today.
At Shane Company, we believe finding your dream ring should be fun and easy. That's why we created some exciting new tools that you can only find on our website, shaneco.com. Try our matchmaker. You'll be presented a variety of ring styles, and all you need to do is tap on your favorites. Within seconds, you'll be shown a selection of engagement ring styles curated just for you. Our virtual try-on is another great feature we just launched. It lets you virtually try on any Shane Company engagement ring. Find a ring style you like, then experiment with different center stones. Play with the shape of the stone. See what stone size looks best on your hand. Make the center stone a diamond, or a ruby, or a sapphire. Only Shane Company has over a dozen colorful shades of sapphires. Have fun on Shenko.com with our matchmaker and our virtual try-on. Save and share your favorites, then visit us in-store or online to bring your dream ring to life.
Now you have a friend in the jewelry business. Shane Company and Shaneco.com.
Hey, John, quick shout-out here for the Joe Childers Run Crocs locations in Central Indiana. I got some new tires on the Tundra yesterday. Thank you, Micah, and my friends down at 135, the Crocs location there. Absolutely fantastic. That's where I take the Tundra. That's where I take the 4Runner, and that's where you should take your car, truck, or van, too. Listen, CarX has been trusted here in Indy for over 40 years. Brakes, tires, and now everything mechanically speaking you can get done at your local CarX. And right now, CarX, you can get a conventional oil change for just $22.99. That's a conventional oil change for only $22.99 for a limited time. Tell them I sent you. The Joe Childers Run CarX locations in Central Indiana. There's one near you. Tell them I sent you to CarX today.
So, you're a Cubs fan. Well, hold on to your helmet nachos, because Marquee Sports Network is coming with more Cubs than ever. In fact, more is a bit of an understatement. A huge home runs landing on Waveland-sized understatement. Because Marquee Sports Network will bring you pregame, postgame, game, behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, and on top of the scoreboard. A network as dedicated as you. Marquee Sports Network, the exclusive new television home of Cubs baseball. Coming February 2020.
Come share a Coke at the Colts Ultimate Tailgate Party on Monday from 5 to 7 at the Meijer in Zionsville, presented by Meijer and Coca-Cola. Come meet Kevin Bowen, a current Colts player, and win Colts tickets.
Visit butlersports.com/buy tickets. Stop by the Hinkle Ticket Office weekdays from 10 to 4 or call 317-940-DOGS to get your Butler basketball tickets.
This is Indy Sports Center. WFNI, WIBC, HD2, W298BV, W228CX, Indianapolis. Your Colts tickets are waiting. Be there October 20th for the divisional matchup against the Texans. Get your tickets today at Colts.com/tickets. The Ride with JMV.
1, is this or is this not the XFL? Yes, it is. 2, do I or do I not currently have a pulse? Yes, I do. Let's play football.
93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
Hey, welcome back. 3, do I currently have a quarterback or a wide receiver? It's been tough in West Lafayette this year. Kyle's over there, that I'm John. JMV at 1070thefan.com is the email address. I will not be here tomorrow or Friday. Chris Denary and Jeremiah Johnson will stand in for me, sit in for me. I don't know. Kneel in for me. crouch for me, whatever. Coming up tomorrow and Friday, they'll be joined at Winner's Circle downtown. Larceny Bourbon Locks, Luna Azul Tequila Shots with Brent Halverson. Tomorrow, be there. Winner's Circle, guest picker in for me. You got it. Reds catcher Tucker Barnhart. Tuck, thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Hey, were you guys digging on that throat slash? Can you throat slash? First of all, should you throat slash if you're neck tat? Secondly, should you throat slash if you're neck tat when you just walked it off on a game-winning sack fly? I mean, does it have to be a hit of some kind? Or can it be a sack fly?
I think you got to actually get a hit.
Do you have to get a hit? Can it be a sack fly? Hey, baseball nerds out there, tell me, what is to get a celebration like this, a game winner, and you're hanging in, and it's an extra innings, your season is hanging in the balance. Should we give the neck tat a little bit of a pass? Because, I mean, they stayed alive by virtue of that, even though it was a sack fly. Yes or no? Let me know. JMV at 1070thefan.com is the email address. JMV, if Vinatieri makes one kick in week one, this team is 4-1. Hey, think about this for a moment, too. This is going to drive everybody nuts in the off week, bye week situation. Think about one kick in week one, and if, anybody felt like that they could play against the Raiders. I don't care what anybody says. I know they've won 2 consecutive, and everybody's crapping themselves, but come on. If anybody shows up, or if there's not a pick six at the end, just a myriad of things this team could have done. Think about 5-0 for a minute. Think about it. I'm going to have you guys dwell on the possibility of 5-0. While I go to the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline, and our friend Kevin Bowen joins us from 1075thefan.com. What do you think about 5-0 often?
I probably think about 4-1 a little bit more.
Oh, but they crapped themselves against the Raiders. I'm sorry, I'm not sold on the Raiders.
Yeah,
they got pushed around at home, and they shouldn't have been pushed around.
Right, so that's 4-1. I mean, I know obviously you missed the kicks in week one, but it's 5-1 possession games. You know, it's not like any of these games have been blowouts. It's been parity every single week. You know, you can make the argument that Atlanta and Tennessee probably could have gone the other way as well. So I tend to think this team, though, has been closer to 4-1 than they have been to 2-3 through the first 5 weeks. But again, I mean, to be 3-2, that's exactly what you wanted when the schedule came out in April, and especially getting a win on the road at Tennessee. Obviously, the Kansas City game steals all the national headlines, but winning the one divisional game you've played so far, especially away from home, that's what matters most right now for this team.
Kevin Bowen's on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. Can they find a level of consistency, especially getting after the quarterback? Where I'm sorry, that's where it all started Sunday night. It started right there with their harassment of the quarterback, their dinging of the quarterback. Can they find that consistency, especially now that Turay's not going to be a part of this for the rest of the year?
Yeah, John, I'm a little skeptical about that. I think the Turay loss is huge. You know, he is your most disruptive, get off the ball guy, your best, speed edge rusher. And Ben Banigou, the guy that plays behind him, it's kind of been a slow development or slow production for him so far in his rookie season. He didn't even play a single snap against the Chiefs defensively on Sunday night. And I just think Turay allows you to move some other pieces around. He sometimes forces, a running back or a tight end to go over there and chip. And then that, again, gives you the options of putting guys like Jabal Sheard and Justin Houston, more of kind of powerful bull rushers, put them in the interior against some weaker pass rusher or weaker pass blockers in there. So making up for his loss is going to be difficult. They're going to have to do something different from a personnel standpoint because I know, again, Houston AFC Defensive Player of the Week and was really, really good on Sunday night. I mean, Turay's the guy that injures Patrick Mahomes. He had three quarterback hits and a half sack as well. So I don't want to lose sight of, even though he was only playing around 15 or 20 snaps, those are really important third down snaps for a team that just doesn't have a whole lot of speed rushers on their roster.
Hey, Kev, we might have some teams out there going into fire sale mode before the trade deadline. Should Ballard and company be shaking the trees, so to speak, to try to find somebody that may adequately fit in to that mold? Maybe not, but should they be looking?
I think they should be, yeah. Especially at that edge rusher spot. If a team is shopping a guy that has the speed element that is currently lacking on this roster, I think you could kick those tires a little bit. Trades are very rare in the NFL, but I do think this team has shown an ability through the first 5 weeks that they are a playoff caliber football team, especially in this division. And the one missing ingredient, or one ingredient that really helps you, especially if you're going to play a lot of man coverage, is having that speed rusher. So if I'm going to look at any position right now to upgrade, outside of maybe another wideout, and that would be probably health dependent on if you need another wideout, I would think that edge rusher, if one of those bottom 5-6 teams in the league are in full-on tank mode, you've got the draft capital to go ahead and do it. I probably wouldn't make a huge, run at whatever, insert Von Miller, whatever name you're going to throw out there. But, if you can find a guy that'll give you a handful of sacks for the last couple of months of the season, I think that would be worth a mid-round pick.
I would agree. And I wonder if they're not going to be more active than what we might normally believe, Kev, because of that. I just wonder.
Yeah. I think about it even, a couple of years ago. It was kind of the whole, Vontae Davis, sell him. And, obviously they ended up just parting ways with him. But they're in a position in this AFC where there's two crystal clear teams, I think, in New England and Kansas City. The Colts have already shown that you can beat Kansas City. In New England, yes, they're undefeated and they've been there every year, but they've played probably the easiest schedule in the NFL. And if you can find another rusher, maybe now you have put yourself as that definite number 3 team in that grouping. So I'll be really curious if you beat Houston coming back from the bye week. I think the trade deadline, if I'm not mistaken, is kind of late October. You would be in a bye sort of spot. And if there's a pass rusher on the market, I think you'd have to throw your hat into that mix.
You think Kansas City's going to have enough that's not beaten up going into Sunday to not lose 2 consecutive at home with Houston and Deshaun Watson and that through the air type of show we have seen out of them? Really, more times than not, they've been disappointing. Some Carolina at home a couple of weeks ago, certainly, but Deshaun Watson's been on point for sure. Yeah,
I'm really curious to see if Tyreek Hill plays. I think that is the element to their offense that, especially if, Sammy Watkins is not going to play, you need someone else. I think that's why the Colts were able to feel so comfortable with the man coverage that they used, because Kansas City's wideouts, 3 through 6 or whatever, they're just guys. They aren't Tyreek Hill or even this type of season that Sammy Watkins has had to start the year. But outside of that, they're already without their left tackle, their best defensive lineman. Anthony Hitchens got banged up, their middle linebacker as well. Damian Williams has been in and out of their lineup. I think their starting left guard got hurt in the game against the Colts, and down your 2 top wideouts. So Tyreek Hill playing, I think that gives them, the slight favor. And, of course, Patrick Mahomes, how healthy is he? Because clearly he was hobbled in the final 2 quarters. But I think that line is like Kansas City favored by 4.5. And if they've got the inactive list that it looks like they're going to have, I'd probably be taking Houston. Granted, Houston's been very Jekyll and Hyde per usual here early in the season.
Have you checked the stats this week? Where's the Colts offensive line and where's the running game as far as NFL rankings coming out of week number 5?
I want to say rushing yards per game, they're like 5th. Yards per carry, maybe a little bit lower than that. But I think still in the top 10 would be my guess. And those are the 2 big numbers that obviously Frank Reich wanted to improve on, last year when they were kind of hovering around 20th or so. And I think that's what you have to get into. It's more of kind of the yards per carry, yards per pass. It's those sorts of things, because you aren't, going to have Marlon Mack toting the rock for 29 times, week in and week out. I just don't think that's sustainable over a 16-week period. You're going to have to do some other things and get the ball down the field a little bit more. But for what you had to do to beat Kansas City, that's exactly the blueprint that you had to have. And, I guess I was impressed with the offensive line in the run game because they didn't do it in January against them. But I wasn't that shocked by the performance Sunday, because I think that's the expectation we have for this offensive line and this run game. especially against the opponent. When Kansas City's ranked 32nd in the league against the run, they lose Chris Jones. They lost one of their defensive tackles during that game. Frank Clark was in and out of the lineup as well. What was truly the shocking and surprising aspect of it was certainly what you did on the defensive side of the ball. And, I certainly have said it to you the past couple of Wednesdays. I didn't think that Matt Eberflus's scheme was diversified enough, and he was outstanding with changing it up big time on Sunday night. So major kudos to him for realizing that, using it against Patrick Mahomes, not being afraid of using that, even though, there were some injuries in the secondary early in that game, and you were without your starting safety and your best defensive player in Darius Leonard as well, both starting safeties. Major kudos to the job that he got his unit to do on Sunday night.
1075thefan.com. Kevin Bowen has articles coming out every day about the Colts, about the Pacers. We'll dive into the Pacers in just a second, but I remember a conversation we had during the summer about Nyheim Hines and how he may get some targets and usage squeezed out by virtue of the tight ends. Have maybe we seen a change now because of the dropping of the ball, the ineffectiveness of Eric Ebron? Have we seen maybe a change now to where Nyheim Hines is going to be utilized even more? Because I thought he was fantastic as a change of pace, as they want him to be on Sunday night at Arrowhead.
Boy, I thought that was one of his better games, John. I mean, that yards after catch he had, I think near the near sideline, maybe the Kansas City sideline, when he bounced off one of those defenders, and I think that was maybe the biggest passing play the Colts had all night. He went for about 18 yards on that play, and I think not only the Eric Ebron ineffectiveness and just the lack of reliability you have in him right now, but also some of the injuries you've seen at wideout. With Devin Funchess, the trickle-down effect there, the injury now to Paris Campbell for the last couple of weeks. I think that they look at Nyheim Hines a little bit like they did last year, where you had the injury to Jack Doyle at tight end. You needed some help in the passing game. You obviously had the ineffectiveness with drops from your wideouts early in that year as well. So, I mean, to Frank Reich, even if his production is not there, Nyheim Hines still means a whole lot to this offense. And even on that late drive, late first half, I think they had that drive where they started probably inside their own 20 for sure, maybe even inside their own 15. And less than 2 minutes to go on the road, no hesitancy whatsoever in trying to get into field goal range, which they did. And it was a lot of Hines early in that drive, just taking those simple checkdowns from Jacoby Brissett and kind of methodically making your way down the field. And I think that's a lot what the Colts asked of Jacoby Brissett on Sunday night as well, is they knew they could have tons of success on the ground. And, yes, there are still some questions about this team passing the ball down the field, but they didn't take a whole lot of chances against the Chiefs. And with Kansas City doubling T.Y. Hilton, guys like Hines are going to have chances to make plays. And I think for this offense and ultimately this team to truly get to whatever level, fans would like them to get to this season, whether that's, that 3 seed or even further than that, you're going to need more playmaking after the catch, because I just don't think this offense early on has been a team that's going to throw the ball down the field with a whole lot of success this season. So that means when, Paris Campbell or Hines or Deion Kane, your quote-unquote explosive playmakers with the ball in their hands, throw T.Y. Hilton obviously into that mix, they've got to go make a play for you after getting that ball. And I thought Hines did that on a couple occasions against the Chiefs.
Yeah, I think that's going to be necessary too. And I'll tell you what, he may not have put up a lot of stats and a lot of production, but he produced in other ways because the Chiefs defensively were so worried about T.Y. I mean, they had a landslide of stinking penalties against him and against them for defensive holding, and they were so worried and doubling him, that just opened up everybody else, regardless of the type of name recognition or prior production that we're talking about with these Colts offensive players. I mean, it just opened up a lot for everybody else.
It did, and, actually we can make fun of Chris Collinsworth a lot, but I actually did think NBC did a nice job in showing how the Chiefs were doubling Hilton and even doubling Ebron inside the red zone. And I think that's why it's just so important to have T.Y. Hilton on the field, period, because it gets, 2 defenders against 1, so now it's 10 against 9 the whole other way. And if you can run the ball as effectively as the Colts ran it on Sunday night, that's going to be how this team is really going to move the football on a consistent basis. So there are still some things this offense definitely has got to get worked out, and Eric Ebron and a little bit more of a vertical passing game is probably atop that list. But when you have the O-line that you do, and you have Marlon Mack run like he's ran the first 5 weeks, that is going to be this team's calling card. Yes, not maybe as much as it was on Sunday night because Kansas City is so poor against the run, but still, I think that is a strength for this offense. And eventually, you would like to think it'll open some more things up in the passing game.
Hey, Kev, I have not been as excited since I was a 10-year-old with the Bo Derek Playboy as watching the preseason game with the Pacers in Mumbai and how things go. Seriously. I mean, you talk about excited, aroused, everything. I was that, and it's a preseason game or two. It was.
Who was more excited, you for that or Chris Collinsworth anticipating Frank Wright going for a 4th down?
Well, I mean, but between that and people got on him for all the Patrick Mahomes arousal comments and stuff, but I mean, people have to understand that's basically what other teams felt like the entire Manning era. We just didn't notice it because it was Manning and everybody Manning this and Manning and it's great, and I love Manning, but that's what other teams and fans had to put up with every time they watched a Colts game back in the day. It was exactly what folks did with Manning is what Collinsworth did with Mahomes. But yeah, listen, the Bo Derek cornrows 10 Playboy was a signature moment in my life, and I still remember the excitement I had when I was 10, but I'll be damned if I didn't really enjoy to an excited level the Pacers in a preseason game, and can't wait for the next one coming up on Friday night.
Yeah, I'm 100% with you. I was very, very excited to watch both those games, and thought the crowds obviously were terrific, and really 2 competitive games. I was a little bit surprised how much Nate McMillan played his starters, and even Luke Walton played his starters a little bit more in the second game. But just how competitive that first game was. I mean, that was some rather intense preseason basketball. And you only have 4 preseason games in the NBA, or at least the Pacers do. So you definitely have to get in, I guess, a good amount of run when you do have those games. And offensively, I don't think this team is going to, have too many issues this year. Even with the 3 new starters and, trying to implement, Goga, I guess 4 new starters, 3 newcomers in that lineup, trying to implement Domas and Miles into the starting lineup. I was really, really impressed by TJ Warren. I've tried to find like a comparison to his game, and I guess it's kind of a poor man's Rudy Gay, maybe. He does so much of his work inside of the arc. Yes, he can. I think his stroke looks great. I mean, his stroke looks much closer to a 40% three-point shooter like he was last year than the 28% guy that he was early in his career in Phoenix. But I mean, he might be the guy that carries that heavy scoring burden for you early in the season without Victor. And I thought it might be Malcolm Brogdon, but with Brogdon handling so many point guard responsibility for you, I think TJ Warren might be that guy.
47 wins according to Vegas. Would you take the over on that?
Well, you and I were talking last week, and you kind of got on me for going with 43 wins.
Oh, you're not sticking with 43 after those fantastic Mumbai performances in the preseason, are you? Come on.
No, once they erased that 21-point deficit in the opener, I was at least around 46-ish or so. I just can't go over 47. I'm definitely closer to 47 than I was probably before I watched the team play in India, because I was impressed by several of the newcomers. But until you just get a better idea on Victor Oladipo, I just can't say that all of a sudden they're going to eclipse last year's win total or the win total previous to that. And I know Victor still missed a lot of action last year, but I still think for this team to win 50 games or whatever you want to throw out there, you're going to need Victor playing close to an all-star level late in the year for at least 20 or 30 games. And I just think that's a lot to ask for. Maybe he's going to prove me wrong, but I thought one thing that I know the bench played fairly well in India, but, Jakar Sampson being the first big off the bench, and again, Goga and TJ Leaf were both banged up. It just there's still a little bit of defined roles I think you got to figure out with that bench group.
It's Kevin Bowen with us. What was your favorite Playboy of all time?
Oh boy, I do remember going over to my neighbor's house, Kevin Lockery, just to bring him into this conversation. And
so Kevin Lockery's dad had the Playboys.
Yeah,
nice.
I think he must have, or maybe it was Kevin's older brother. Now that I think about it,
we stole. I had a friend's uncle, and we stole him from under his bed, and then hid him in the barn loft in the hay.
Oh, that is so Greene County.
Oh, I was so. And then whenever they took the hay down out of the barn loft, that we were all found out. So I was like Bo Derek and Jane Kennedy, right at the top of my list of two of the greatest of all time, man. Right there. You don't have one for me?
I don't have anyone that really sticks out to me like that. You just rattled that off.
Oh yeah,
beautifully. But I will say I can't imagine the visual of Chris and Quinn in a St. Louis studio broadcasting the game in Mumbai was that similar to maybe what you were seeing up in the barn.
Hey, by the way, top of the first inning, the Cardinals have scored 9 runs, and they are still batting in that decisive Game 5 in Atlanta. 9. Give it to me there, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. 9 times. Scored 9 times so far. Thank you, Ed Rooney.
So your boy Neck Tat is going to keep on playing a little bit longer?
Yeah. Listen, how about this? When's the last time a decisive game in a play was over in the top of the first inning? And see, yeah. I remember, go back to the World Series of '85, and Cardinal fans will remember this because that was a decisive Game 7, right? And that game was over, I think, in the first inning, too, or at least early. I think it was over in the first inning. I have to look back. But I can't remember a last time when a decisive game in the postseason was over in the top of the first inning because this is done. 9-0, and Atlanta has yet to bat. And there's only one out, by the way, in the top of the first inning.
And I mean, selfishly, I just hate it. I was really looking forward to watching both these games, and I thought to myself, hopefully the first game's more competitive because I don't know if I'm going to make it to the end of Dodgers and Nationals. So, damn, wow.
Yeah. Now there's 2 outs. So 9 runs in and 2 outs in the top of the first inning. So I should run down right now. How much money would you wager that the Braves come back to win? Would you drop? I wonder can you look on what that might be? I wonder what you could win. If I dropped $10, if I went down there and slid $10 at Winner's Circle, I wonder what I could win right now, what the wager might be.
I'll go 10 if you go 10. I mean, we've got to have great odds right now.
Well, then you got to find some reason to want to stay interested in this game. I mean, that'd be about it, right? So,
and crazy things always happen in elimination games, but man, 9-0, oh my God. Oh,
yeah,
boy,
I think literally to lose this game, the Cardinals would have to insert Carlos Martinez in the bottom of the first inning on the mound to lose this game right now. Yeah.
They would need Rick Ankiel to come out of the bullpen for their sake.
1075thefan.com, our friend Kevin Bowen, who used to go to Kevin Lockery's house and look at his father's Playboys.
I really hope Kevin isn't listening.
I hope he is. I hope the entire family's listening. I hope so. Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
All right, John.
Kevin Bowen, 1075thefan.com. 9 times. You got any Ed Rooney over there for me? 9 times. Hey, JMV, it's always awesome when you make Kevin Bowen very uncomfortable with your questions. I try every time. If you guys haven't noticed, every time to try to make him as uncomfortable as possible. My wife hates it too, but that's too bad. Every time. I do that to Matt Taylor as well. I don't know what it is. I do that to Matt Taylor too. 9 runs in. Colton Wong is on second, and there's a wild pitch, and he's going to third, and that should have been strike 3. And instead, now the throw goes into right field, but luckily there was some backup going on there. Wong comes in to score, so it is 10-0. I just gave you some half-ass play-by-play of some ridiculous baseball that's being played right now by the Braves. 10-0. Top of the first inning. Decisive Game 5 of the NLDS. Quick break. Let's do some calls rest of the way. We got a 30 with you at 239-1070. That and more next.
At Twin Peaks, fans love a barrel-aged bourbon poured over a handmade ice ball or one of their classic whiskey cocktails like the Sazerac or the Tennessee Stud. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic views.
Dan Doggage for Family Leisure. It's the Factory Direct Pool Table Sale going on now. They've received truckloads of pool tables from multiple manufacturers. Factory Direct pricing on all the best brands. Save 20, 30, even 50% slate pool tables starting at $12.99 installed. With hundreds of in-stock pool tables to choose from, you can buy it today, enjoy it tomorrow. Huge savings on wall racks, pub tables, bars and bar stools, and other game room items as well. Don't miss out. Factory Direct Pool Sale going on right now at Family Leisure.
Church Brothers Collision Repair is proud to have brought our community unparalleled service for more than 80 years. And the road ahead has never looked better under our new name, Caliber Collision. The same local faces and next-level expertise you've grown to expect are now backed by the nation's #1 in collision repair. Our name may be changing, but our commitment to restoring the rhythm of your life is here to stay. Same high standards, all new name. Church Brothers Collision Repair is now Caliber Collision.
Dan Doggage here. Breaking news. Sports betting is legal here in Indiana. To celebrate, DraftKings has launched an online sports book created by sports fans for sports fans. DraftKings, the leader in daily fantasy sports, has brought their expertise to legal sports betting and is already America's top-rated sports book app. With over-unders, player props, in-game betting, and special odd boosts every day for the biggest games. This is legitimate sports book. It's based right here in the United States. So you can rest assured that your funds are totally secure. Get some action as soon as tonight. Download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. Use the code WFNI when you sign up. For a limited time, all new and existing users can get a deposit bonus up to $500. Plus, new users can use the code WFNI to get a risk-free bet up to $200. That's code WFNI to get a risk-free bet up to $200. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook.
Must be 21 or older. Indiana only. Restrictions apply. See website for details. Deposit bonus requires 25 times playthrough. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
Hey, John here for Diamonds Direct. Diamonds Direct is a place to go in Indy, making sure that, well, your significant other is taken care of here. Whether you're talking about an engagement or talking about the holiday season, there's no better selection anywhere than what you're going to find with Diamonds Direct. I mean, people that really care, they'll give you the diamond education. They certainly have the selection because nobody has the selection like they do. The selection, the education, the overall value, the warranties, and the guarantees are unmatched anywhere in Indy. So make it one-stop shopping. Not just for your engagement, but for the upcoming holiday season with something really, really, really nice. From Diamonds Direct, Keystone to Crossing.
Hubler has it. Savings. Hubler has it. Choices. Hubler has it. Hubler has it all.
Indiana's Auto Giant is changing car buying forever. Introducing a warranty so huge, you can drive around the world 8 times and still be covered. It's Hubler Auto Group's massive 10-year, 200,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Shop any new vehicle at all Hubler locations with the warranty included. Chevys, Buicks, GMCs, and Fords. The warranty's included. Acuras, Hondas, Nissans, and Mazdas. The warranty's included. The Hubler family has helped Hoosiers for 60 years, and we're not stopping now. Visit drivehubler.com for the perfect car and our 10-year, 200,000-mile warranty. As Indiana's Auto Giant, Hubler has it all. Why buy anywhere else? You're invited to Hubler. Click drivehubler.com.
Hubler has it. Hubler has it all.
Warranty available on new vehicles, except certain models, not transferable or available on leases. A copy of the warranty is available for review at the dealership.
This is Mark Rowland from Indy Decorative Concrete. We've put our stamp in more backyards than anybody. Thanks to all the DIY shows, stamped concrete is finally getting its recognition. And why not? With all the textures, colors, we can even make your patio look like wood. Now here's the big win for you. I can still get your patio in this fall with a warranty. Drop by our website at indydecorativeconcrete.com, then give me a call.
Indy Decorative Concrete. Order it, stamp it, love it.
Mobile sports betting is coming, and BetIndiana News has you covered with all the coverage and insights you'll need to place that perfect bet. BetIndiana News, coming soon.
Homes are selling fast, and if you haven't found your dream home, listings are coming onto market daily. Get a leg up on your competition and get pre-approved in 5 minutes at thehomeloanexpert.com.
Hey, John, for IU football, Hoosier football, of course, inside Memorial Stadium. Youth tickets start at $10. Young alumni season tickets, just $120. You can also get adult season tickets for the Candy Stripe Zone, only $200. If you're looking for a really family fun-filled weekend, Saturday, if you will, in Bloomington, there it is. You'll get 4 tickets and 4 food and drink vouchers, making this IU football 4-pack outstanding. See all the different ways you can go and have a great day on a Saturday in Bloomington. IUHoosiers.com. That's IUHoosiers.com today.
Touchdown, Jacoby Brissett.
Coming off a huge upset win.
The Colts knock off the Chiefs tonight in Arrowhead.
The Colts hit the brakes, tied for first place in the AFC South. And now, with time to heal, the boys in blue return to action a week from Sunday as rival Houston comes to town. The Colts and Texans play for first place in the AFC South. Catch the game here on your home for Colts football. 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan. The Ride with JMV.
Say, man, you got a joint? No, not on me, man. It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
Ten runs on the top of the first inning. Flaherty goes to the hill for the Cardinals. He got a little bit of run support there. 10 opening half-inning runs for the Cardinals. And, man, I am all about a decisive game number 5, but when it's a 10-0 situation, that sucks. Well, unless you're a Cardinals fan, you're probably geeked up about it right now. 10 runs. And they were absolutely relentless. If you were a Cardinals fan, you were fired up, and if you weren't, you're probably at least interested because it was brutal. I don't think Flaherty gives up 10 runs in 3 weeks, will he? I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of baseball to be played. I guarantee you that's what they're talking about right now on TBS. Hey, there's a lot of baseball still to be played here. 10-0. That is brutal. And just how close, and I guess that kind of answers the question, right? Let's go back to what we were talking about a little bit earlier regarding the celebration of Nectat after his walk-off sac fly. Listen, and that's what you get for it. You get a merry-go-round of batters against Braves pitching at the top of the first inning. That is incredible. This is from Joshua. Regarding what you're talking about, Tropicana, to be fair, the Rays are trying to get a new facility built, but I agree with you. The AstroTurf is unsettling to me. I just think the whole thing, I mean, it's fun to watch a game, but that place sucks. Thank you. Matthew Reeves saying it's still early. Just chip away at them, Braves. I mean, you get a run an inning and you still lose, but yeah, chip away at it. Scored a running inning. You score 1 run every inning and you still lose by 1. It's from Emax. JMV, I do make the eye appointments at Eskenazi Hospital. I can make it happen for you. I think I might have to get glasses sometime. Michael writes this, JMV, I'm just curious, were you rooting for the Cardinals to win because they're in the same division as the Reds, or Atlanta because you hate the Turtles that much? What? I didn't really care, to be honest. I like decisive game 5s. But not really when they look like this, I guess. So far. Get another one later on tonight in Chavez Ravine. The Nationals and the Dodgers. You think the Nats can put 10 up on the board in the top half of the first inning there tonight? That is quite incredible. Yeah, we'll see what the Braves can do. Will the Braves score more than 3 runs in this game? What do you think? If I gave you 3, would you take the over or the under?
I'd take the over.
Well, you're taking the over just to
There
make
might
it
be
interesting.
one, right? Yeah, that's a single.
They're chipping away. That 1 run an inning is within reach right here. 2 men on, 1 man out. Kuntz in Belton, Texas says Robin Givens was for me. Oh, I like that one. I remember that one too. There was just something about Bo Derek. Oh, man. And my apologies every week. I do have to apologize to Kevin Bowen for making him feel incredibly uneasy and uncomfortable in his visit. But that's kind of what it's all about. JMV, I say Ryan Kerrigan should be the guy the Colts should trade for. What's he make, like $57 million? That's a lot of cash. From Muncie, from Purdue. So I did go to the Rays-Orioles game one summer evening and about froze to death at the game. It was about 110 outside and 65 inside the dome. It was me and like 17 other people that seemed to enjoy the game too. Yes.
You know what the most lopsided shutout in MLB playoff game history was? It's back in 1996.
1996. Was it a Reds game?
Nope. It was the NLCS Game 7. The Braves beat the Cardinals 15-0.
15-0.
Cardinals are getting a little redemption here.
Yeah, I get a little payback from 96. From Matt King. Sacrificed by Wong, and then last 3 line out, strikeout, ground out. I think somebody struck out and got on base, though, too, right? Does that happen in that inning? Yeah, drop third. Yeah. Wow, that has been amazing, though. Really has. All right, coming up tomorrow, Winner's Circle. I hope you guys are there. Join my guys. Kristen Airy and Jeremiah Johnson will host the show coming up tomorrow and Friday. And tomorrow they're going to be at the Winner's Circle. Brent Halverson presents our Larceny Locks and our Luna Azul shots. And this is going to be a great show. And in to do the picking for me will be Reds catcher Tucker Barnhart, which I can't wait. So you guys head down to Winner's Circle tomorrow with my guys and have a great time. Promise you. Great time. And then both Chris and JJ are going to be in on Friday for me, too. Now, I'm looking for a spot on Monday. If anybody has a spot in Bloomfield, Bedford, or around Bloomington where you want me to drop in and do a show, I don't know, in the corner of your place, and I'll mention it, just give me like an AC outlet, and I'm good to go. I might think about doing that. So let me know if you guys want me to go down there and where it might be. I was actually thinking about Bedford more than anything. And again, I could go like Tony and Four Winds. I could do that, and that's great. But I kind of think, let's just see if I can drop into a place and do it. Now, people may not want me there, and I completely understand it. But I was thinking about that. So maybe around Bedford. Any place in Bedford you want me to plug in? Plug into a wall outlet, and that's basically all I need. It's on Monday. And Tuesday I'll be out. I'll be back in, not actually in studio. I think I'm on the road Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of next week. So JMV, I'm fighting 465 traffic with my eyes rolling in the back of my head from exhaustion, staying out of town during the week, helping cage in one of our beautiful podunk penitentiaries. The good news is I'm starting fall break with my little girl tonight. That's outstanding. Fall in the Smoky Mountains is the blank. Bourbon, Southern women, good food, and a little reefer. Sounds amazing. What? Outstanding. JMV, the Cardinals pitcher. Who is it? Is it Helsley that was offended by the tomahawk chop? Thus, they did not hand out the styrofoam tomahawk chop things in Atlanta today, I think. I saw that a little bit earlier. JMV, Pamela Anderson was the best playmate of all time, early 90s. That would be a tough argument right there. JMV, any recommendations for bush hog rental down near Mallow Run? I want to drink beer and clear some land. Bush Hog Rental. Do my guys, the Dukes down there, does Mike or Steve Duke, do you guys rent out bush hogs? This time of year is great to do it. Just don't run over like a nest of bees. That'll suck. Like A.J. Foyt has done 19 times. Maybe my guys, the Duke may rent out. The Dukes may rent out a bush hog down there. I'm not sure. Any bush hog folks around Bargersville that will rent it out so my guy can do some work, clear some land. This from Jeff. There's a Country Mark restaurant only rest stop south of Bloomington on I-69. Right there in Bloomfield. I bet they'd love that. That is, Jeff, that's great. I'm glad you brought that up. That is right there in Scotland, Indiana. Right off of I-69 and 231. It is the busiest place in the history of busy because there's nothing else around it. No place to get gas. They got some roasted. They got the chicken that you're going to love, too. That place is always. I should have invested in that. I don't know who did or who has, but I should have. I mean, that place is always busy. Shout out to Scotland, Indiana, to the Country Mark location for their chicken fingers and mac and cheese and always being crowded at the gas pumps. It's from Sean. Do you think the Raiders' loss leads the Colts changing things up and possibly making the season special? I do think that was a mandatory suggestion to Eberflus. I do, and I do believe that it may help. Now, we'll see, because I think the way that helps is the way that the approach up front and how they put pressure, consistent pressure on the quarterback. That's where it starts. You can say anything you want about how well the secondary played, and they did. Tough press coverage is great, but, man, what do you have, especially with a guy like Patrick Mahomes, if he's healthy? And he was healthy and looking good before he got dinged up by Teray. The pressure has to stay, has to be consistent. Quick one. We'll close it up, get you to the top of the hour, and tell you about the next couple of days. And how about Deep Purple tickets right now? Number 10 at 239-1070 this weekend. Going to be live at the Murat Old National Center. This Deep Purple show is called the Long Farewell Tour. You probably learned this guitar riff on Guitar Hero. See it live. Deep Purple, Long Farewell Tour. That is this Saturday, the 12th, Murat Old National Center. It'll be a great time. Thank you, Jimi Hendrix, over at the Murat Old National Center. Number 10 at 239-1070. You're going to get 2 tickets to attend that on Saturday. Back with you. Final time next.
Sports Center updates on the Fan are brought to you by Big O Tires. Save at Big O Tires with up to $150 off a set of 4 Big O brand tires now through October 13th. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
It's your chance to win a free entry into the 2019 Drumstick Dash presented by Wheeler Mission on Thanksgiving Day. All you do is log on, 1075thefan.com.
Here's what's happening with the Fan.
Come share a Coke at the Colts Ultimate Tailgate Party next Monday from 5 until 7 at the Meijer in Zionsville, presented by Meijer and Coca-Cola. Come meet a current Colts player and have a chance to win tickets. Live from the Winner's Circle downtown this Thursday, 3 until 6, it's JMV as he broadcasts for Larceny Locks and Lunazul Shots. Come listen to the Larceny Lock and enjoy some Lunazul Shots while making your sports bets of the week.
For more info, click on 1075thefan.com.
Hi, I'm Ryan Kelly with thehomeloanexpert.com. Credit card companies spend millions of dollars a year to keep you further in debt. All these gimmicks like 0% transfer, 10% off today's purchase are nothing more than traps to keep you further in debt. What if I told you the solution to all your problems was only 5 minutes away? Your home has gained equity at the fastest pace in over a decade. Put that new equity to work and pay off all your credit cards today with a cash-out refinance. TheHomeLoanExpert.com. The Home Loan Expert LLC, NMLS number 1326241.
Summer is over and cold weather is coming, and Universal Windows Direct will help you keep those heating bills down. Custom made to perform in our climate thanks to aerospace technology called Super Spacer, Universal Windows Direct windows are backed by a true lifetime warranty for as long as you own your home and 30 years to the next homeowner. And right now, for every window you buy, you get the next window free, absolutely no limits, and 0% financing is available for 3 years and free installation. Call 317-659-8191 or go to universalwindowsdirect.com to schedule your free in-home estimate, and you'll be saying, I love my windows.
Hey, it's Rob Belushi from the Bill Estes Ford family in Brownsburg, and it is Truck Month, when you can save up to 27% on F-150s and up to 20% on all new Fords. We're here with Brian from sales. Brian, are you reading your reviews?
Yeah, I want to make sure our customers are happy.
Well, can you do that later? We're trying to talk about...
Chad said, I immediately felt comfortable when I walked into the dealership.
That's great, Brian, but Truck Month...
Tanya said, outstanding people and great dealership to work with.
Yes, Brian, we all know that Bill Estes Ford is the #1 customer review dealership in Indy.
We do work hard so the customer can take it easy.
Right, but I think everyone wants to hear about Truck Month. F-150s are up to 27% off, and all new Fords are up to 20% off.
Plus, choose from 170 pre-owned vehicles with 1.9% financing for 60 months.
Now we're on the same page, Brian. Stop by Bill Estes Ford in Brownsburg and see why customers rate us #1 in Indy.
Hey, look, Amy said...
Brian, you gotta see the world around you, man.
Your Indiana Pacers opening night presented by Kroger is Wednesday, October 23rd. The excitement tips off with live entertainment, a beer garden, and a family play area outside the field house. Then the games begin when your Pacers meet the Detroit Pistons.
And here's Turner hammering it down.
Opening night is free with a 6-game plan. Tip off the season with the Pistons and see big games versus the Lakers, Celtics, and Spurs. Get your 6-game plan today at pacers.com/free.
Is your business still settling for slow internet? Well, time is money. Switch to Comcast Business now and get a great deal on fast, reliable internet. With a 30-day money-back guarantee, installation when it works for you, and 24/7 customer support, it's time to take your business beyond. Right now, get 75 megabit internet for $49.95 per month for 2 years when you add 2 voice mobility lines and sign up for paperless billing and autopay. Plus, we offer solutions like powerful Wi-Fi that thinks about what customers want, and automatic internet backup that can keep your business running. So what are you waiting for? Get the internet your business really needs. Call 1-800-501-6000 today. Comcast Business. Beyond fast.
Monthly service charge increases by $10 without paperless billing and autopay. Offer ends 11/21/19. Restrictions apply. New business customers only. 2-year agreement required. Early termination fee applies. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra subject to change. Backup limited to up to 8 hours.
I am that typical girl. If everyone else has it, I don't want it. I want that unique, something special that no one else has.
Deborah Looper dreamed of getting a truly one-of-a-kind engagement ring. And when she found Diamonds Direct, that dream became reality.
It truly is the fairy tale. I pinch myself daily.
Deborah was amazed to learn that Diamonds Direct works directly with the world's top bridal designers who can take an already beautiful ring and customize it just for her.
They took the ring design and said, let's personalize it. I walk out thinking, they are making a ring for me. I am beyond words about that.
And the end result? A spectacular handcrafted Christopher Designs ring, just the way she dreamed it.
No one else has what I have on my hand.
Diamonds Direct, where the possibilities are truly endless.
It was nothing short of an awesome experience.
Get the ring of your dreams without a compromise at Diamonds Direct.
If you can dream it, Diamonds Direct can design it.
Get directions, store hours, and more at diamondsdirect.com.
So, you're a Cubs fan. Well, hold on to your helmet nachos, because Marquee Sports Network is coming with more Cubs than ever. In fact, more is a bit of an understatement. A huge home runs landing on Waveland-sized understatement. Because Marquee Sports Network will bring you pregame, postgame, game, behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, and on top of the scoreboard. A network as dedicated as you. Marquee Sports Network, the exclusive new television home of Cubs baseball. Coming February 2020.
Guys, erectile dysfunction got you down? The Indianapolis Men's Clinic's all-male staff specializes in treating ED and other sexual health-related issues. Call today for a consultation. 999-9000.
Your home for the Major League Baseball playoffs. 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan. The Ride with JMV.
I am in the parking lot right now, hammering a bacon, egg, and cheese, hold the cheese, in preparation to go deep with 4 hits and put on a laser show to the likes of which you have never witnessed in your entire life.
93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
Cardinals put another one on the board, 11-0, top of the second inning. I think this is just payback for the Braves because Dale Murphy Why would it be for the Braves, though? They had nothing to do with it. I was going to say because Dale Murphy's not in the Hall of Fame. I just actually wanted to bring up Dale Murphy. 11-0, though. You talk about bad. That's some bad stuff right there. 11-0 and still batting in the top of the second inning. I mean, what a way. What a way to go out. I would like to have your season end, even if you're on the postseason, your season end that way. Win a division. 5 games in LDS, only to lose in the 5th game at home. They're down 11-0. That, my friends, would be incredible. Really would. JMV, I've been using this for faded headlights for years with great results. It's called Mother's Mag and aluminum polish. Is that for mag wheels, baby? Thank you, Pat. Very kind of you right there. Hey, JMV, I agree with you. I think the Colts are going to need consistent pressure up front, or this has all just been kind of a pipe dream that we saw become reality on Sunday from James. I think it's necessary. I do. Listen, I am glad to hear that Kevin, that Greg agree with me on the magnitude of the loss of Toure is going to be for this team. I think that's kind of been a little under the radar conversationally since it happened on Sunday night and since we learned the news on Monday morning. We'll see how it goes. Hey, again, guys, thank you for listening, too. Thanks, as always, for being around. And the reason why I'm saying thanks on a Wednesday is because I am not going to be here tomorrow or Friday. I am going to be – my mom's having a surgery tomorrow down in Bloomington, so I shall be with her. You might see me on Facebook Live if I get a good signal and the opportunity. But I am going to be down there coming up tomorrow and on Friday. So it's Chris Denary, it's Jeremiah Johnson, it is Brent Holverson and Tucker Barnhart. They're going to be at the Winner's Circle for me tomorrow. Have a great time. The Larceny Locks and Luna Azul shots. I may call in tomorrow and give my picks just for the sake of giving my picks. It just depends. But you guys are going to have fun. Denary, JJ, Brent Holverson, and Tucker Barnhart. Winner's Circle downtown coming up tomorrow. And then both Denary and JJ in studio on Friday. I'm going to try to find a place in Bedford or somewhere on Monday to hang out with you. Shout out to the guy that said that I could go to the Tap in Bloomington and plug in. That was very nice of you guys. Tap on the Square in Bloomington. See about that coming up on Monday. I will be out next Tuesday and be back for sure on Wednesday, but I'm going to try to come at you on Sunday. Kyle, great job as always, my friend. Appreciate you. We really appreciate you guys. You guys are great every single day with us right here. Denary, JJ, Tucker, Brent Holverson live from the Winner's Circle tomorrow at 3. Love you. Have a great night.
It's the Fan Morning Show with Jeff and Big Joe.
Stephen Holder. Jacoby Brissett, Patrick Mahomes, and Lamar Jackson each have 10 touchdown passes.
So basically exactly what everybody